Hello? Can you hear me? Alright. I'll be on soon. Saturday? Is it Saturday today? It is, okay. Oh, hello guys. Hi everyone. I am here. Okay, wait, let me adjust. Oh, hey Twitch chat, I'm a VTuber. Hello guys. Hi everybody, sorry for being gone for the last few days. I actually wanted to tell you guys what's been happening. Hi Steve, so much to you for 37 months. I wanted to give you guys a little rundown on what's happening. I actually wanted to, oh, music is too loud? Okay. I actually wanted to come on as myself today, as technician today, to talk to you guys about some stuff. But unfortunately, my camera, my $5,000 camera, I believe the mount is stripped. So I'm probably going to get either, I probably just need to replace the mount part, I think. Because that is, yeah, it's, I've had this issue before, and I think it just got worse. I think it got really, really bad. It's because it's not even giving any form of mounting anymore. Some good news here though. We got some. I mounted all of my camera mounts downstairs in the living room. I mounted the total 9 mounts. I actually am gonna get like 5 more. I'm gonna get like 5 more mounts though, because I want to get it all like all around and things like that. Thank you, Noga-san and Bangalawi. Thank you. Yeah, some good news. Hi, Dupli. How are you doing? Can you tell us your setup, or is it a secret? It's a secret for right now because I wanted to make it a surprise kind of when I unveil it. Even though I already kind of told you guys already, but you know, I want to like have like a little unveiling thing. Hi Monies, hi Goth Girl, hi Survirus. Hi Cinder B, what's up? Anyway, sorry about the last 2 days I was gone. I gotta tell you something, Twitch chat. I haven't been feeling very happy. Well, I'll give you a little bit of a little thing of what happened. Okay. Okay, I'll give you a little thing what happened. So I'm a pretty sensitive person, as in like, you know, like how on the internet there are videos of people getting murdered and stuff, and so I've never seen any of these types of videos before. I've never seen it. Okay, never seen it. Recently, the Charlie Kirk assassination, I saw it. I saw a close-up of it, and it completely traumatized me. Not only that, I saw a censored video of Irina as well. That also traumatized me. So the last 2 days I've been just really traumatized. And depressed. I'm still kind of in shock. I'm still kind of like not all there. I didn't want to see it. I really didn't want to see it. I was more interested in just the news behind it all. And, well, I guess I learned my lesson, which is that maybe don't go to the internet to look at the news. Maybe watch TV news because they censor everything. So, yeah, that was the first murder video I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen something like that ever, and it really fucked me up. I'm not gonna lie, it really fucked me up. So last 2 days I have been kind of in like a weird state of mind. Even like today I feel a little bit weirded out, like a weird state of mind type of thing. And it's kind of crazy how desensitized I feel like people are. Because on Twitter, the things that people were saying, I just couldn't believe. I couldn't believe it. And I think people have been desensitized to things like this. I think people have been very desensitized. Hi Red Jules, what's up? How are you? But yeah, so after that happened, right? After that happened, I decided to put a very hard stop on my social media scrolling. I'm only, like, for me, social media, I'm only gonna be posting. Not really going to be doom scrolling on the feeds anymore. Yeah. We are human beings, we're not supposed to see that kind of stuff. Yeah. For the best. Yeah, it was really not helping. And then so I just stopped scrolling on Twitter and social media in general. And I've just been, so I would like put up YouTube or look at social media when I would eat. But I've been trying to practice not using social media at all. Just like, I mean, obviously I'm a social media person, so I have to make posts, reply to comments. But what I'm talking more about is like doom scrolling. You know, like doom scrolling. I'm still gonna like engage with my friends and all that, but yeah. Yeah, no. But yeah, I've been practicing just like eating without watching anything, just being bored. Doing makeup bored. Like, and I read on YouTube. I mean, I watched videos on YouTube about it. That's actually why I inspired me to do it, to stop looking at social media, because they were saying that we need some boredom in our lives. And I was like, you know, I really, after what happened, I think I really need a good detox. Hi, Gato. Don't isolate yourself after seeing something like that for the first time. It's good to talk about it, to get it out. Thank you. Yeah. It's definitely good to. I actually didn't really talk about it. I just kind of kept it inside. I just really kept it inside. I think I said a couple things here and there, but I've been keeping a lot of it inside. I don't know. I've been really in my head. I've been really in my head the last 2 days. And today I was like, oh my god, I really cannot skip stream today because, you know, I skipped stream last 2 days. But I will say, chat, I kind of came completely unprepared. I was like, I just want to hang out with my community. I don't have much, but I just want to talk and chat. So yeah, I'm here. We're here for you. Oh, thank you, by Camel. Yeah, chat, I'm in shock. I'm so in shock. I can't get rid of the image in my head. I cannot get rid of the image in my head. It's almost like I feel like I should have maybe watched violent videos. Maybe, because then I wouldn't, because I feel like a lot of people they watched it and they're like, oh yeah, it was bad, but it wasn't, I've seen worse. And I was like, maybe I should have like trained myself. I don't know. It's Mocha, thank you so much for the Prime for 33 months. Thank you. I know it sounds weird, but playing Tetris after seeing something traumatic helps your brain heal. Really? No, that was bad. Okay, yeah, it was. I don't really understand how the internet became so desensitized. I know we're not political, chat. I know we're not political, but
Go Heart, love you.
My blood was kind of boiling being on Twitter. My blood was boiling so much. Mayvox, thank you so much to tier 1 for 13 months. Thank you. Love you too. Oh god, I'm sorry, Gato. I'm sorry. I think social media really brings the worst out of people. It brings the worst out of people. And normally I don't really like to talk about this, right? But I feel like I just can't not talk about it because it's just on my mind. Like, I try to not think about it all day today, but it's like in my mind and I can't get rid of it. Be strong, Miko. You need to believe in yourself. You're gonna be stronger, better, and happier. Be confident to a level of autism. It's a space where people go to say things they wouldn't say in person. Like, okay, so here's the thing. Oh, Son of Asgard, thank you so much for the 5. Thank you. I literally can't use it. I haven't in about 15 years now. Straight booty cheeks. Wait, what are you talking about, God, man?
Hey Miko, been a while since I've been
so
on your
much for the
stream, but there was a
5.
reason. I was
Thank
arrested
you.
for taking a painting from a museum which was
Damian,
confusing.
that
When
was
I
the most
came to the
random
place,
Facebook
I
and Twitter
asked
stuff.
security if it's okay to
Alex,
take
what
pictures and he said
are we
yes.
talking about? I literally can't use it. I haven't in about 15 years now. Straight booty chicks. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, I understand what you're talking about. I was like, okay. I thought you were just randomly talking about booty cheeks, and I was like, what? But yeah. What was I saying? Okay, so about Charlie Kirk. Politically, I actually did not know much about him. So the only times I heard about Charlie Kirk was when people would use his name. But you know how when you hear names, but you don't really like hear what they are or what they've done or really much about them? You know, just like, oh yeah, Charlie Kirk sucks. You know, like things like that. I would hear things like that, right? I wouldn't really hear much about him. So I kind of knew, like, he's a conservative, but that was pretty much it. I found out more about him after the whole thing happened, and I don't really agree with a lot of things that he says, but he's still a human being. You know, he's still human. He's still one of us. I don't see how people could not feel anything but sadness, because it is sad. Anyway, I was just really fucking just disappointed by our mankind and internet, and like yeah, I was like, okay, I'm going down a really bad spiral, negative spiral, and so I was like, okay, I can't be on Twitter anymore, man. Yeah, exactly, salty. No one deserves that while debating. I don't care if people from right or left, right? I feel like a lot of us, I feel like I speak for majority of us. I feel like we're not either really that extreme left or right. I feel like majority of us kind of agree with some things on the left side and some things on the right side, and maybe like have our own nuanced stance, you know, and we don't really see the world like black and white like so many people are pushing, you know. Ugh. I'm just ugh. Anyway. But yeah, that's the last 2 days. That's why I was like tweeting and discording that like my head's just not in the right space. And even today, I feel a little bit, oh my god. Yeah, I feel like a wuss, kind of. Everybody seems to be fine. I feel kind of like a wuss. I feel like a pussy. I feel like an absolute pussy. Okay, and that was Charlie's, right? And like, so I saw Irina's, but that was censored. But I don't know. I was still able to make out what happened, and that really fucked me up. I don't know. Irina. You feel numb about everything at this point? Yeah, Irina it was really bad. I mean, it was horrific. It was like, she was so small, you know? She was just so small. And like mine was censored, mind you, but I could still see, you know, red pixels coming out when she was on the floor.
What is happening?
I don't understand what's going on in life, man. Gavitron Gaming, thank you so much for tier 1 for 2 months. Thank you. There was very little blood. Ah. Okay, well, maybe the pixels made it worse. I don't know. Seeing the top 3 GP flip phone video taken by the cartel in 2000s absolutely cooked me. See, I remember like back in the day. Do you guys remember?
Well, at least you have the opportunity to talk about it with your community and let it out to further process it. We love and support you through your ups and downs. Love you, Miko, technician.
I don't care. I feel a little uneasy talking about it because I know people are gonna just maybe perhaps make fun of it and look at me weird, but yeah, I remember like when I was young in middle school, there was this Korean man that got kidnapped by Al Qaeda. Was it Al Qaeda or ISIS? I can't remember. And then they like beheaded him. And apparently there was video footage of this out on the internet. Because the kids in school would talk about it. And I was just even hearing about it, like, shook me up. You know, just hearing about it shook me up so deeply. But I can definitely imagine, like, if you grew up looking at that kind of stuff, if you grew up looking at that kind of stuff, like, I can definitely see how you get very desensitized. Like, very desensitized. Anyway, I really hope this doesn't like change me. I really hope this doesn't change me, bro. But yeah. I really feel horrible, man. I feel horrible. Okay. Anyway, one case that had me fucked up for weeks. Oh, yeah, I won't look it up. Yeah, I won't look it up. It may change the USD process, but you can talk to yourself again in time. What's happening? Oh, just talking about stuff. Just talking some heavy stuff. Heavy stuff. Oh man, it seems like there's a lot on the internet. The human mind has plasticity, and the human heart is resilient. Everything changes us, but we remain ourselves. Very true. Very, very true. Did Miko freeze her eggs? Not yet. Yo, I've been watching this one YouTube video about, like, the future, and it's making me want to have children less. Which is the problem. Yeah, like, they've been talking about like how Gen Alpha is really fucking dumb, and they're worried. They were like, Gen Z is kind of not really making it in the workforce, but Gen Alpha's worse, they were saying. And I was like, okay. And they were like, they were observing Gen Alpha and how they've just been growing up with tablets and things, and they seem very socially unaware. And not only that, they're also like, they feel like they've been stunted by COVID as well. That like a Gen Alpha is stunted by COVID, and so like they're like hopefully Gen Beta is hopeful. And I was like, are we giving up already on Gen Alpha? They're already young, man. They're already young, and people are already talking about giving up on Gen Alpha and waiting for Gen Beta to save us. Like, Gen Beta is gonna be robots. Oh, that's another thing, was that millennials don't want to have kids, but like Gen Z really don't want to have kids. So, and Gen Z actually believes that they have a very doomer point of view about the world, and they believe that like they basically believe it's good to not populate the earth, kind of. Yeah, I know, we can't even afford kids as well, you know, that too. Yeah, no one can afford kids. And I mean, but I don't think that's all of it. I think it's like the sense of like, you can't afford kids, but on top of it, you're not sure what the future's gonna look like. Like with the AI stuff and everything kind of going crazy, and social media amplifying everything that's negative, like, do you really have an optimistic point of view of the world to have children, right? It's like, even if you do have the money, do you even want to? I was watching this other do you guys watch Diary of CEO? Do you guys watch Diary of CEO? So, Diary of CEO is a podcast I really like to listen to sometimes. It's a YouTube video and also a podcast. And there was one hedge fund guy who his hedge fund is like it's worth like $150 billion, super successful, and he was able to have, hey, Schmangy Pork.
Hey, Miko, happy Saturday.
Happy Miko, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday as well, Schmangy Pork. Happy Saturday as well. This guy leads a really big hedge fund, $150 billion worth hedge fund, and the way he was able to be successful is that he noticed with history, there is a pattern of life cycles that history kind of goes through. And he sees it repeated over and over and over again. And, you know, it first starts like the New World Order starts with after the war, right? So in our case, was World War II. So after World War II, the world becomes like who's in power. You know, they set who's in power. They set the rules, etc. And then from there on, right after that, comes peace and prosperity for some time. And then after peace and prosperity, economic turmoil starts to creep in. The economy starts kind of like putting pressure onto the people. And then when the people become strained, they go through an internal conflict, meaning they start not trusting the government, they start blaming each other. And then after that, I forgot what was right after that. But anyway, eventually it goes to another war. And this war basically resets the world, as in who's going to be in power now. But yeah, like right now, I definitely see a lot of internal conflict happening, brewing up. So anyway, so like with that kind of in mind, with the internal conflicts just kind of boiling, it's like, do I really want to have children? You know? Do I really, really want to have children? I don't know, man. I don't trust the future. I'm gonna take a little poll with my guys. Like, type 1, you're like, I want to have kids. Type 2, you're like, I'm not sure. It's either 2 is like no, or I'm not sure. 3, I despise children. Well, you be a 2. You be a 2, my dude. If you don't like children, you don't want it. You be a 2. I'm like, I wish I was a 1, but I'm leaning more towards a 2. 2 couldn't do a good enough job. You may not trust the future, but maybe you could trust them. So I think for me, I'm like so sensitive. I'm a sensitive person, right? And I worry. I'm a warrior. I worry about a lot. I worry a lot. I'm worried that I'll have children and it'll be a time of like, it'll be a bad time. Like, we'll be like in war or some shit. You know. Bro, I don't know if I could. I don't know. I don't know if I could, you know, watch my own children die. You know? Like, if there isn't even a chance of that. I don't know. High cost and feature uncertainty leads to no children. Yeah. You train them in the art of war from a young age. In a way, you are though if they never exist, but at least they don't suffer. You know what I mean? At least they're not gonna suffer. But I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet. I haven't made up my mind yet. But you know, this sort is already happening in some parts of the world, like we know. You know, the conflict, the Palestine-Israeli conflict. Oh man, this is. Oh, it's getting so dark. I'm sorry. It's getting so dark. It's getting so dark. Whew. It's like, okay, I do think I need like a detox from the news and social media just for my own sanity. You know, just from my own sanity. I think the Russia conflict can become a world war. So I also read. Hi, Saucy! What's up? Oh. Yep. Oh, here comes Bloobco. It has. Here comes Bloobco. You can literally see through and see my tits. Crazy. Hi, Milky Substance.
Got here just in time for the nuke. Some things never change.
True. Been doing this for 5 years. Been doing it for five friggin' years, man. But yeah, but we've been talking about some dark shit, man. We've been talking about some serious stuff today. Some stuff that, you know, yeah, StarCraft. I made it myself. Until relatively recently, humankind has never oh, it's that one. That's true, Ranger Maverick. That's true. It is not birthday. This is such a weird song for our mood right now. Such a strange song and mood. Oh my goodness, whose birthday? Thank you for being willing to talk about some serious stuff on stream and very emotions about it. Yeah, the problem with me as well, Gavitron, is that like, I don't know, are you like this? Maybe it's because of my ADHD. When I focus on something negative, it can spiral. Like, that's all I talk about. and all I think about, and like I can't shake it up. It eats you alive, yes. Yeah, I get so consumed by it. Yo, do any of you guys get consumed by things? I 100% do. Like, some people are able to like brush things off, and I think I've gotten a little better about being skillful enough to be able to brush things off sometimes, but sometimes, actually majority of times, I just get consumed by it. Like, absolutely consumed. It like ruins my entire day. It ruins my plans. Like, I get into like this, sometimes I get into this fight or flight mode in my head where I feel like I'm in danger, but I'm actually not. Like this anxiety, tense feeling. Nick, thank you so much for the prime. And then I'm unable to like even do things that are like joyful. Like, I can't watch a movie that I've always wanted to see because I'm anxious and happy face. That's right, Saucy. ADHD hyperfocus at its best. Yeah. Yeah. Like, for example, you know, when I saw the videos, oh, hello. Well, that's awkward. That's awkward. Okay, well, that is awkward. Same, unfortunately. Oh my goodness. Okay, so like after I watched the 2 videos, right? I was like, I couldn't stop thinking about it, and it was ruining my day. It was just ruining my mind, just depression, etc. And so I was like, okay, I've been wanting to watch K-pop Demon Hunters forever. If there's anything that's gonna take my mind off of it, it's K-pop Demon Hunters. I turned on K-pop Demon Hunters. I watched it for 10 seconds, and I was like, I can't watch this. It consumes me, bro. And then I looked up ChatGPT. I told ChatGPT, I know I'm not supposed to use ChatGPT as my therapist, but I was desperate. I was like, listen, ChatGPT, I need some distractions. I need to be able to get out of this headspace. And they were like, breathe in, breathe out. I did like 2 breathes in, and I was like, okay, I can't even do this. What was the topic that made you spiral? I missed that part. So, a little preface. I have never ever in my life seen a murder video. Like a real one. I have never seen anyone get murdered in real life on tape or recorded. So a couple of days ago, I saw the close-up version. And it like fucked me up. It fucked me up. I saw Irina's as well, but that one was censored, but that still really fucked me up too. Even if it was censored, it really fucked me up. But yeah, those 2. And anyways, after I watched it, it was just burned in my mind the whole day. And then the next day, burned in my mind. I tried to do other things like distract myself, like talking to people, taking some photos, little small work here and there, but it was like I had to go with like every 5-minute intervals. I had to like take a break every 5 minutes. I am never ever going to be looking up videos like this ever again. I didn't even look this one up. It literally just came across me when I was trying to find more information about what had happened. And then I saw it, and it was yeah, burned in my brain, bro. Yo! Whoa! Whoa! Whoa, bro! Whoa! Jeez! Oh my god, Saucy! Saucy, thank you so much for the 50! Saucy, thank you so much. I hope you feel better! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Saucy, you're too generous. You're way too generous. Are you okay, Miko? I am okay. I'm just a little bit shaken, I think. I was surprised at myself, actually. I was like, okay, definitely that one day when I saw it, I was like, okay, this one day it's clearly affected me. I'm probably gonna be better after I sleep. I wake up the next day and I still. And then the third day today, I actually do feel better, and I was able to get on and stuff. But I'm still kind of like shocked. Fuck. I just got here late. Can you repeat everything you already said from the beginning, word for word again? Shit. I also feel really bad. I also feel really bad about his wife and children. I feel really bad. Yeah. I did not like how the media handled it at all. I think that's what really made my blood boil. I did not like how other people handled it. It made me mad. It made me really mad. People were really disrespectful. Just awful. You know, and also people politicizing it. Trying to use it as a way to make one side look worse than the other. Just like it's just awful. I know, Godman, I know. It's awful. And so some of the hypocrisy as well is just... Ugh. I'll give you a little of my political stance, okay? I don't like Netanyahu. I don't like it. I don't like him. I don't like Netanyahu. I think he's evil. I think he's evil, okay? And like he's not even American, and he's using Charlie's death for his own political gain as well. And I was just so disgusted, man. I was fucking disgusted. Did you guys see how fucking Trump and Netanyahu tweeted at the same fucking time? Like, they absolutely coordinated that shit. And then just, it's so obvious. It's so obvious when people are using someone's death to prop up their own political agenda, and it's disgusting. Anyway, it was really making me, social media was making my blood boil. And I just, oh man, I can go on and on and on. And then like I see posts of people having to explain themselves of why they felt bad about seeing. I'm like, why do you have to explain yourself that you feel bad that you saw someone get murdered? Like, obvious. It's not obvious. And then I saw the comments and I realized that people are just the worst. Just the worst. Ugh. I hate people sometimes. I hate people. I'm sorry, child. Sometimes I don't actually hate people, but I really sometimes want to say, just yell it at the top of my mountain, like I fucking hate people. And also, okay, like I am a firm believer that most of us are just like, are neither super left or super right, and we're just watching all of this and we're just like, dude, everyone's just so fucked. Like, everyone is just so fucked and mean. I'm sickened by the people that are cheering for his death. I am... Oh, it makes my blood boil. Also, I also, people just twist everything that anyone says on the internet. Nobody has any form of nuance anymore. Okay, it's like you go on the internet. I think I saw this one post that really summarized it well. Where you say pancake, you say I don't like pancakes, or no, you say I like pancakes, and then someone goes, also you hate waffles. Literally, that's the internet. People are so dumb. I also in seeing the stuff on Twitter, I also saw how people responded to the Nancy Pelosi's husband hammer assault, and also our Democratic Governor Melissa's assassination, how people responded to that. And yeah, I saw what Charlie wrote, and it was bad. But you can still think that that was bad and still feel bad the fact that he got fucking murdered. Put down just butchered in front of everyone. Anyway, I don't know how everyone became so desensitized. I don't know how everybody became so just desensitized to fellow human beings. And my political stances, right? Like, you know, you guys can judge me for this, but whatever. I do believe in the right of abortion. I do. You know, I have some political views that probably makes some people mad and etc. You know, but everyone's allowed to have an opinion. Everyone's allowed to have an opinion. We should be able to disagree and leave it at that. Exactly. Crazy how the internet first connects us and disconnects us. Yeah, I agree. I also have the beliefs that immigration isn't like in America. I don't think immigration is the reason why we have very bad grocery prices and all that stuff. I personally think that the reason why we have so much big inflation and all the prices are skyrocketing is because the billionaires hoard all the wealth. I think, but that's just my opinion. You know, that's my opinion. I think we have a more of a wealth hoarding issue than a immigrants coming in taking our jobs type of thing. I think we have more of an issue with wealthy people hoarding wealth. So like, but you know, there are some things that about me that I feel like could be more conservative, I think. So like, I'm kind of, this is why I feel like my views are more nuanced, and I feel like a lot of people's views are not really hard left or hard right, and we're just kind of like, we have nuanced views of both. Yeah, I'm only speaking about America. I really don't know anything about Europe. Also, I barely know much about politics in America. But, you know, these are opinions I have. They're not very strong opinions, I would say, because I'm not that into politics. And then it's funny because people on Twitter also is like, oh my god, Miko, you're such a centrist. And I'm like, what the fuck is a centrist? What are these labels? I don't even... It's so weird, and it's also kind of crazy as well, because like my opinion and political views also shifted as I grew up. You know? But yeah, like my beliefs are not... I feel like are not that extreme. I think a lot of us are kind of just in the middle. Not too left, not too right. And we just are watching everything and we're just like, what the fuck? But anyway. A lot of people just want to be left alone. Exactly. It doesn't help that to make any significant progress in politics, you must pick a side and agree with the group. The US are clean cut. UK is a bit messier. People want you to pick one side or the other in order to fight and keep the vicious cycle going. In the US, politics has evolved into an identity war, which is what billionaires want us to pay attention to rather than how they're just stealing trillions of dollars. Yeah, I really do feel like this whole left and right thing is just distraction. I really do think so. But yeah, my political beliefs are, I don't know about you guys, but like, they're not hard set in stone. Like people make it out to be. People make other people out to be. Or like what I'm trying to say is like, people's political views can be fluid, right? So why hate them for a view that they currently have? You know, it's weird to me. Like why? I don't know. People exist and live in the gray area. Yeah. I definitely don't like billionaires. I mean, there's one thing that I don't like is like billionaires hoarding wealth. I don't like that. But yeah, did you guys know? Did you guys know that back in the day, back when I was younger, I used to actually be pretty damn conservative because I was religious. Did you guys know that? I was actually a very Christian religious. I grew up in a Christian household. And so I grew up really conservative. But it's funny because none of us, like my entire family isn't very conservative anymore. We're just kind of like, we're like neither nor. We just don't care about politics that much. But yeah, when I was younger, I was a conservative. I was like pro-life and everything. But you know, obviously my beliefs shifted. And I'm actually pro-choice now. But you know, my point is that people's opinions and political beliefs, they can change and shift. And so what I'm trying to say is, let's not call people Nazis. Oh, I'm sorry, I said it out loud. Let's not call people Nazis. Unless they actually are. Yeah, unless they actually are. But I really don't agree with... I don't know. Yeah, if they are, then okay. If they are, fine. But I think you guys know what I'm talking about. I think you guys know. It's like the whole rhetoric of like people being like Democrats are murderers. You know how I read some Twitter posts saying that, and that made me really angry. It kind of has like the same tone to it. It also trivializes what the real Nazis did. I agree. I absolutely agree. Like, I don't know. I really hope that Americans can stop just attacking each other left and right side. Like, you're such a fence sitter. Don't call them Nazis. Okay, you can call them that sometimes. No, I disagree with you. If they're a Nazi, then yeah, call them a Nazi. But if they're not a Nazi, why are you calling them a Nazi? I mean, unless they actually have very Nazi beliefs. Okay, then yeah. Okay, call them a Nazi. If they actually have Nazi beliefs, sure. But I've seen people use that term around like very loosely. Also, I've been seeing Twitter being like, the left is murderers, etc. And I'm just like, no, that's wrong. The powers that be have a vested interest in stirring divisiveness. If we are fighting amongst each other, they can keep getting away with whatever bullshit they want. Exactly. Did you guys know that while everybody was fighting over whose fault it was that Charlie died, they blocked Epstein files from being released again, and nobody fucking talked about it because everyone's fucking distracted at hating each other? I mean, when we hate each other, who does it serve? It serves the powerful. That's it. It doesn't serve us. Literally serves the powerful people. And, you know, the only people that the powerful people actually, like, the only people that are able to change powerful people or have is people, regular people. I don't know how you fix this. The entire system is built to divide us now. I know. You know who wanted the files released? Charlie Kirk. Until Trump said it was an attack against the POTUS. So, dude, the Epstein files must have everybody's names in it. Holy shit. Dude, the Epstein files must go super batshit crazy for everyone to be blocking it left and right, bro. At this point, it's like, okay, well, you guys have literally, I mean, it's kind of obvious you're guilty. Supposedly there's global leaders on it too. Yeah, I would be, yeah. Elites don't have to do anything to make the left and right fight. Yeah, we humankind kind of do that on anyway. But I think the elites and the leaders fan the flames. In my opinion. You can disagree. But yeah, I really do think people need to figure out how to disagree and be okay with it. You know, like, it's okay. I just don't understand. Like, when we grow up, right? When we're kids, right? We're taught not everybody is going to have your same opinions. And learn to agree to disagree. Like, we are taught this. That everybody has their own opinions. And to be respectful towards each other. But it's so crazy that, like, you having just one opinion about something can, like, label you as one or the other. It's tribalism, right? It's very rare to find someone you can mutually agree with. I've only ever maybe ran across one or two in my lifetime. Yeah, like, who do you know that you 100%, absolutely 100% agree with? Like, no, you, even your best friend, you fucking fight over. You know? But, like, I noticed, like, on the internet, right? Like, I'll have one opinion about something. And just because, you know, someone doesn't agree with that one opinion, they think they know the entirety of me and I am just evil. And it's like, that's not how it works. I think it's because we are so disconnected, you guys, that we don't see each other as people anymore. Because if we saw each other every day as neighbors, right? Even if we had a disagreeing point, we would still see each other as human beings, as neighbors, you know? But now, because everybody's just online, keyboard warriors, and you don't know anything about them, you can just, like, label them as being evil. And my best friend and I agree to disagree on heavy stuff. It definitely helps keep me grounded. Anyway. What's that saying? Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has them and most of them stink. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And sometimes you know chat, sometimes you know, like, sometimes, actually, you know what really makes me mad too is people who get mad at you for not being an angry person. Like, you know, on Twitter or just the internet in general, if you just choose to, like, not be involved, I guess, if you just choose to not be either side, like, when you choose, like, how do I explain this? Well, how do I explain this? Like, oh yeah, ignore, or yeah, just, like, live your own life. Like, live your own life. You're not really into politics. You're not really, you know, and then people get mad at you for that because then you're being complacent. That's like, oh my god. But sometimes you have to kind of ignore the negative stuff because for your own sanity's sake. Like, you can't just wallow in negativity. And I understand that there's horrible things going around the world, but you can't live like that all the time. Like, you can't be entrenched. Like, it just ruins your brain. It ruins your mind. We're not made to care about everything all the time. Yeah. Twitter's like a drug addiction, minus the parts that make you feel good, right? So, I've decided I'm just not gonna doom scroll on Twitter anymore. A lot of people are addicted to hating. Yeah, I feel like people are addicted to hating. I think people like hating because it probably feels good. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm trying to think. Okay, when I get really angry. Okay, so when I get really angry, your body has this want to kind of let it out, I guess. Right? When you get angry, you're like, oh, I want to let it out. And I think some people go on the keyboard and they let it out by writing mean things. Maybe, I mean, I mean, we all do it, right? We all kind of like, when we get angry, we all kind of like get it out somehow. Whether it's punching a punching bag at the gym, or lifting weights, or writing it down, going for a walk, maybe yelling at the wall, yelling at yourself in the mirror. Like, you know, there's singing, there's ways that people handle it. And then it makes us feel bad. So maybe I'm guessing, like, maybe writing it, maybe the people that are like hateful on Twitter, maybe that's their way to make themselves feel better, is by writing out and being angry online or something. I'm trying to get into the mind of people who write heinous stuff online, you know. It's also a lot of robots rage baiting. Yeah, that's another question I have for you guys. How much of it is bots just trying to get engagement from people? Like I'm starting to believe more and more that there's bots on the internet that's trying to like sway people's opinions and rage bait. Because if you think about it, right? If you think about it, if there's like thousands of bots that's just saying really mean shit in both sides, in either side, you know?
Good evening,
dude, thank
lurking.
you so much, tier 1 for 8 months. Good evening, lurking. Lurk away. Then there are bots both for and against topics. Yeah, and then if it gets flooded with that, then you yourself reading all these things will think like, oh my god, the other side thinks this way about this. Okay, I'm gonna take a poll. Type 1, you think there's more bots on the internet than there are people. Type 2, if you think there are more people on the internet than bots. Oh, wow. Enormous amount. Okay, wow, okay. What percentage do you think? What percentage do you think is bots? Like 50% or more? 70-30? 70-30? Like 70% bots? Isn't this a problem? Even Sam Altman is starting to believe the dead internet theory. Okay, what is a dead internet theory? That the internet is just mostly bots talking to bots. Posting and reading only done by bots equals the internet. Okay, chat. Has there been an increase in bots since like ChatGPT and all those AI stuff started coming out? Do you think there has been an increase of bots? By a lot. Oh my goodness. Absolutely yes, yes. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Dude, this is really bad. Because they can sway people so easily just with negative statements. Okay, like let me let me put up a hypothetical, okay? Which is, okay, like for example, if you have a whole bunch of bots on the internet that's saying like, okay, I'm gonna make two different. Okay, so let's say that you are a mouse. No, wait. Okay, I'm terrible at this. Okay, let's say that you are a dolphin. Okay, you are a sentient dolphin. Oh my god. Oh, I gotta talk to you guys about the simulation stuff at some point. Oh my god. Yo, I gotta talk to you about those. Oh, there's so many things I want to talk to you about. Lumpney, thank you so much, Tier 1.
Thank you for all the fish.
I love you, sir. Okay, so imagine that you're a sentient dolphin who lives outside of the ocean and you have a computer and you're online. Okay? And you have fingers as well so you can type. Alright? Okay? And then there's a sentient orca who also can do the same thing. And you guys live in a nation of sentient orcas and dolphins. Okay? You can. I think I could probably do a better example, Twitch chat, but whatever. You guys are sentient dolphins and orcas living together. Okay? And you guys have legs and fingers and internet and like social media. Okay? Alright? Just basically everything's the same except you're sentient dolphins and orcas. Okay? Anyway. Anywho, let's say a whole bunch of bots came in to your Twitter, right? All the social media that people are using, and they start making a profile saying they're orcas, and these orcas are saying dolphins stink. Dolphins are rapists. Okay, well maybe I won't use that example because that's kind of true. Let me choose a different example. Dolphins are stinky. Okay? Like all these orca bots go on and then go, dolphins are stinky. And then all the dolphin bots go on and go, orcas vomit everywhere. Orcas vomit and they're vomiting orca. The orcas are vomity. Okay? You as a sentient dolphin reading this will, be like, oh my god, orcas are terrible, terrible people. Or crustaceans. Wait, I don't know what they are. You'd be like, I hate orcas. Even though there was no orcas that actually really said these things in mass, you start to believe that orcas are all dickheads. And then vice versa. But like, they're not. So doesn't this, wait, but that means literally if somebody like Russia or China, or Atlantis or Martian wanted to fuck up Australia, they could just send a whole bunch of bots and make, Australians hate each other or something. That's so dangerous. That is so dangerous. Wait a minute. A whole bunch of bots could fill the internet and say vaccines are bad so that Floridians stop taking vaccines and people start getting polio and measles and just start dying? I think I just realized what the dangers of bots are. I know like this sounds stupid because you guys were probably all like, yeah, we knew this. I'm a little slow. I think I just figured it out. But at first I was like, why are bots bad? They're just there and they just go beep beep boop boop, I assume. I didn't really think about the fact that they actually engage and pretend to be people. I thought they were just like, you can always tell that they're bots because they don't really engage. They probably just inflate likes and stuff, or follower counts, or viewership. But no, they act like people and they pretend to be people. I did not know this. I can't believe I feel so stupid. I feel so stupid that I just clicked. I feel so dumb that I just clicked. And then now it makes sense that the whole bot stuff increased when ChatGPT came out, because now bots can act like AI and make coherent sentences, and bots purposefully rage bait too. Yeah, they act like the worst people. Oh my god. Chat, can I tell you something? It is actually really dangerous. Can I tell you something? Thank you so much to Tier 1 for 56 months.
All this time I've been a bot created by the Supreme Dolphin. I was trapped here under the false pretense of free pufferfish. Orcas suck.
Oh, I love orcas. Stop it. Booklon, why can chickens only make one sound? They can't think of outside of the box.
Why can chickens only make one sound? They can't think outside of the box.
But box is a sound. How do you think outside of a sound? Can a bot finally do my work for me? Wait, what 707 make? Oh, you already made me vomit. Okay, chat. Wait, can I tell you something that might make you guys upset? So like, I would go on Twitter. Everything bad humanity wise always fucking happens on Twitter. I went on Twitter, right? And there was a post that was like, it was something around the lines of like, don't rape women. You know, kind of like obvious, very just obvious, like no shit type of post, like don't rape women, you know? And then the comments, there was like so many like people justifying rape and liking, and there was a ton of likes on it too. I know. And then I was like, wow. So this is how we are as society. So this is what we are like as society. But hold on a minute. I think a lot of these might have been bots. So I think a lot of these might have been bots. Now, really? I don't know. Bots aren't that stupid. Or trolls. Probably someone wanting attention. Very possible. What if it was bot comments, so it rage baits people so you can interact with the post and they make shitloads of money from ads? Yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to feel... I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit positive, because if these are bots, then at least people aren't fucking nutsacks and in mass. I mean, at least I hope so. I mean, I always think, who the fuck would actually apply to this? And it's either some terminally online fuck up or trolls or bots. Blue checkmarks, rage or baity posts, and at the end of the month always makes it super obvious for me because rent is due. Some people were probably real. Oh. I think YouTube Miko is a bot. What's 750? 750. Wait, what were you trying to get, Toby only? A lot of hate and ignorance is fueled by bots. Maybe the real humans are not as bad as we think. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That like maybe humans are not as bad as we think they are. And it's just fueled by bots trying to make us hate each other. At least I want to think this way. I want to think this way. If those are bots, kids are learning from them. I know, like I was talking about earlier. I'm not a bot. That's right. I was talking about this earlier that they were looking at our generations, and they were like concerned that millennials are not having as many children, but they're even more concerned that Gen Z really doesn't want to have children. Like millennials were like, oh, I want to have kids, but we can't afford it. Gen Z is like, I don't want kids. The world is a dooming place. And then Gen Alpha, they're like really worried about Gen Alpha because it's been reported that Gen Alpha is kind of stunted. They think it's from all the iPads usage and the doom scrolling, and no social connectivity, but also the fact that they grew up during their pivotal growth happened during COVID, when 2-3 years they were just cooped up. And so they're a little worried about Gen Alpha because they developmentally they're a little bit, statistically speaking, they seem to be falling behind a bit. And then so they're it's funny, they're like putting hope to Gen Beta because it's so crazy. Gen Alpha's not even at the workforce yet.
Or decline teen kids.
Spartan, thank you so much to tier 1 for every 1 month. What's a C19? What's that? Like, Gen Alpha's not even at the workforce yet, and they're already putting hope on Gen Beta. Like the generation that's just being born now. Really, I just heard about a poll in which Gen Z males listed having kids as their number one goal. Okay, so Gen Z conservative males have kids as being number one. That's where you're getting that from. And surprisingly, they think emotional stability is last, which is weird. Anyway, Miko getting donuts on YouTube? Wait, I'm sorry, wait, am I getting donuts on YouTube? Wait, hold on. It's not popping up on my multi-stream. Oh shit, sorry, Kaz Mike. I just saw it. Sorry, Kaz Mike. Kaz Mike, I love you, I'm sorry. I didn't see it for like 15 minutes. I'm so sorry. I've been like, I guess I'm like locked in talking about this topic. I'm so locked in that I'm not even seeing people giving me money. I'm so sorry, man. I know I super donut walled him for like 15 minutes. Streamer doesn't reach out. No, I do reach out. I have my multi. I have all my multi stuff set up. Multi stuff does kind of, you know, because there's like more windows and stuff, it does kind of, if I'm like locked in, I do kind of miss things, so I'm sorry about that. But I promise I'll be better. That's the thing, Gen Z men and women don't like each other. Spartan, thank you so much for tier 1 sub. Thank you. Who are they having kids with? Yeah, the internet doesn't help either. You know, the internet's really not helping because I feel like the internet not only divides left and right, but it's dividing men and women as well. So, yeah, we're fucked. And I bet the bots also have something to do with this, you know? Honestly, if a country really just wanted to fuck us up, right? Like, if Russia really just wanted to fuck us up, all they have to do is send a bunch of bots, make us hate each other, make us not want to procreate with each other, and then population decline, and boom. It just seems so dangerous. Already are. I know, it's so dangerous. They are doing that. Your mic is peaking when loud. Chat? Is my mic being a ding-dong right now? Nico, that's already happened? I know, I'm literally, things are just clicking now. I know I'm slow. This is what I mean. I live in my own little bubble. Chat, when I say I'm not really into politics and world news, I really mean it. I really live in a bubble. Maybe that's why I'm so sensitive. That might be a reason why I'm so sensitive. Because, like, when news does eventually get into my ears, it affects me a lot. Mic always speaks when it's loud. It's a normal... Wait, is my mic bad today? And then, do I need to adjust this? Hold on. Hello, chat. Oh. Hello, chat. Is that better? Chat, is that better? I feel like I might be a little too low now. La 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 la. Okay, what about now? Is this better? La 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 la. Is that fine? Okay. You know what's funny? It's funny, like, I can say the most vulgar and gross shit and make myself seem so mature and adult-like. And then I'm like, oh, the boss are already invading the internet? What? I guess I'm like a 12-year-old boy. You know how 12-year-old boys will like say the most vulgar shit and be like, hee 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 hee, so funny, hee 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 hee. But then they don't know anything about the fucking world. Oh my god, is that what I am? I'm a fucking 12-year-old boy. That's so sad. That is so sad. You're going through puberty? I can't. I'm still reeling from the fact that I thought you peed out of your clitoris 2 years ago. Oh boy. I love the self-awareness, Rico. Proud of you. Thanks, suspicious milky substance. Thank you. Okay, but okay. Oh shit. I gotta hold on. Give me a sec, chat. My face died. Hold on. Oh god. This is cold. Oh my god, I have to wait a little bit for this to come on. Hold on. Almost there. It's almost there. But yeah, chat, like, you know how you know when I come on stream, right? A lot of times I have this mindset that like I'm here to make people laugh, right? That's kind of like the mindset that I usually kind of come on stream with. And today I was like, I don't think I can be funny. But I haven't been on stream for like the last 2 days, and I was like, I need to come on, but I don't think I can be funny. So I'm just gonna talk about serious stuff while looking like a pinhead and floaty arms.
Nuclear launch detected.
Oh shit. No, am I Blue Co? Oh, I'm not Blue Co. Oh my god, I fixed my arms! Hell yes. Did you guys know though that I actually don't have a reset button on this project? So I have to restart. Hold on. Saucy, thank you so much. 212. I spaghetti. Thank you. Okay. Here we go. Yo, you guys will be proud of me. I drilled and mounted all of the mounts. I'm actually gonna get more mounts so I can do more mounts. And guess what? I'm gonna mount one on a ceiling. Twitch chat, ever since I saw... Hey, Pookie Schnook. Oh, thank you so much for the tier 2, Pookie Schnook. Thank you. Chat, ever since I saw that one frame of our black... One second. I got one saying. Ever since I saw that one frame of the mount looking like a big black it just looks like I got a bunch of dildos mounted on my all over my living room now. I can't unsee it. I cannot unsee it. And then when I think about it, I think about my mom and God damn it, I'm traumatized by my own fucking living room. Oh wait, you guys don't know the story. Not everybody knows the story. Okay, let me explain to you the story. For those that don't know the story, I feel like every time I say this, I have to explain the story because there's gonna be somebody that does not know the story, and just like I can't leave you to think whatever you want. Okay. Anyways, a TLD, the very TLDR version is that I was moving. I had all of my guitars in one plastic bag, one big black plastic bag hidden. One day it disappears. I find it all organized in my 4th drawer, all taken out, organized by color, size, everything. And ever since then I could never use it because it reminded me of my mom. And so that is the story. That's the story, Chad. That's the story. I don't blame you. I know. Yeah. So yeah. Anywho, it's the worst part is that she took some of them out and put them in Ziploc bags. Why? You know, like, why? Anyway, so yeah, my living room just has a bunch of just black mounts everywhere. I think I'm gonna mount like all 17 cameras. Why not? You know, why not? Just mount it all. And I'm gonna mount the ceiling as well, because I really want... I'm not gonna use any of the tripods. I'm just gonna mount it all. Okay, bro, did you guys know that I mounted my last mounts like in like 15 minutes? Yo, you would be so proud of me if you saw me mounting things now. I'm a pro at mounting stuff. Oh, Twitch chat, not only that, Twitch chat, not only that, oh god, chat, I pressed something wrong. Okay, not only that, Twitch chat, I mounted the mounts. I mounted 2 mounts near the electricity. You know, near the switches? I mounted 2 mounts near the electricity and I didn't die. I am very pro at mounting my big black mounts. I am. I know, I'm so proud of myself. I am so proud of myself. Well, like, people were making me scared. I know you saying that it wasn't gonna kill me, but you don't understand. People in chat were like, it's gonna become like an electric chair and you'll die. And I was like, oh my. Anyway, I turned off literally all of the electricity from my house, like every single breaker light, and I did it slow, and I was okay. Whew. Anyway, back to the internet being filled with bots. So how many of us are real? Okay, I know that we have lurkers that are not gonna vote, but if you are lurking and you have a keyboard and you could vote, please do me a favor and type 1. Okay, I want to see, and type 1 once. Okay, I want to see how many people are actually, like, real and not a bot. If you're a real person, registered, like you're a real breathing, you breathe water, you breathe air, and you are alive. What if they're AFK? Chat, what if we're all... What if there's only 74 of us and everyone else is bots? I mean, sorry, I mathed wrong, but what if there's only 80... Fuck, I failed math. What's 76 plus 7? What's 76 plus 7? So what's 79 plus 7? 70, 80, oh fuck, 88. No, what's 80 plus 7? Shit, 87. 87. What if there's only 87 of us? No, 88. Fuck, stop making me redo math, you dum-dums. Yo, what if there's only 89 of us? Oh my god! Um, 94 of us. Okay. Okay, I'm not doing any more math, chat. Who do you program if you're this bad at math? Bro, the only thing that I do is addition, subtraction, and multiplication for anything that I make. Anything more complex, I'm like done. I'm like, no. Nope. I recently learned about some other stuff, but like, I don't really understand it. I just know it works. So it's like one of those things where like, you learn some math, like, symbols, but you just really don't know how it works. But you know that if you put these two things together, it comes out this other thing. I can't explain it, but yeah, I'm a multiplication, addition. I barely do any division. Honestly, most of everything that I do is addition, and subtraction. That's it. And multiplication. God. Ah. Yeah, let me just plug it in and out. Exactly. Bro, what if literally it's just us? I mean, sure, I could believe that there's a few lurkers, but like, what if it's just us? And everything else is just empty. And everything else is just empty and bots. And not real. We're all alone. Oh my god. Okay, wait. Chat, Chat, can I talk to you about the double slit theory? Can I talk to you about it? And simulation theory? Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm so excited. Can I talk to you about it? To be fair, most Twitch viewers don't chat. True. But what if they're just not real? You know? Yo. Okay, so simulation. Okay, I want to take a little poll. Type 1, you think we live in a simulation. You believe that we live in a simulation. Type 2, no. Type 1, you believe we live in a simulation. Type 2, you don't. So Elon Musk. I know you guys don't like Elon Musk. I'm not a fan of him either. I don't like him. Okay. Elon Musk says that the chance of us not living in a simulation is 1 out of a billion. I'm gonna guess that he pulled that number out of his ass. But basically the premise is that if you simulate a life, then inside life can simulate their own thing, and then inside that simulation can simulate more things. And you know that Rick and Morty episode where there's like little people and they're simulating life inside of another life and blah 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 blah. It's like a fucking Russian doll type of thing. Anyway, so if that's real, right, then there's a very high likelihood that we are in a simulation because there's just so much infinite chances of us being in a simulation. Anyway, so, you know, that's one theory. That's like one theory. There's Neil deGrasse Tyson, whom I respect a lot more than Elon Musk, and also actually knows what he's talking about. He says 50-50. He says it's fucking 50-50 whether or not we live in a simulation, which is kind of mind-boggling. That's really fucking high. 50 out of 50. Crazy. So anyway, there's some theories around it. Okay. Because literally, okay, so I'm just gonna say forth, I neither or believe in a simulation theory. It's more of those things where it's like, wow, it's so interesting to think about. So don't come after me to a chat. It's just one of those really cool observations. Anyway, one of the theories that makes sense is the fact that there's a limit to our physics, the speed of light. You know, if we live in a simulation, it makes sense there's a limit to something that can't go faster than something, right? The other thing is like the fact that everything in life goes by the Fibonacci sequence. And so those are some compelling arguments. But the one thing, right, that was really cool, and this is actually outside of simulation theory, okay? This could, you know, kind of help with simulation theory, and it could not at the same time. It could be both separate and for simulation theory, but the double slit experiment. So, have you heard of the double slit experiment? You guys have heard of it, right? Okay, type 1 if you've heard of it. Type 2 if you've not heard of it. 1, you've heard of it. Type 2, you've never heard of it. Okay. So I'll show you what the double slit theory is. In a cartoon, there's a cartoon version that I saw when I was like really young, and there's been some new discoveries with it that is so fucking interesting. Okay, but I'll first show you guys what the double slit theory is, so that you guys know what that is. Okay. Double slit experiment. No, Pancakes Enjoyer. No. So, okay, I'll respond to you to that, because that was like one of the theories, but it got debunked. I'll tell you, okay? And there's kind of a lot of like misinformation, and also like old information on YouTube. Even Neil deGrasse Tyson as well talks about it. But there was a certain things there was well, let me tell you what it is first, to those people that don't know. Anonymous gifted, thank you so much to dear. What's up to Alpha Mass? Thank you. Oh wow, Chad, this quality is gonna be really bad, but this is the same video that I watched when I was like younger, and it's a little cringe, but I like it. Oh my goodness! We're doing science! Wow, nobody's gonna revive me? Really? Really, chat? Not a single person was like, oh, let's revive Miko. No, not a single one. That's kind of mean. psych, I get revived anyway. I come back anyway. Okay, I literally watched this when I was like in high school, which was like eons ago because I'm 54. But I like this. I just like this one. It's just cute. Anyway, pay attention.
So, what they taught us in school isn't really the way it is.
Hi,
and
Doctor.
that our senses are playing tricks on us.
Hi,
You just
Dr.
gotta wonder,
Quantum.
what is this reality that we find ourselves in?
Dr. Quantum.
Quantum physics says it's all just waves of information.
Whoa.
Do I believe that? I hope so. Yikes!
Oh.
And here we are, the granddaddy of all quantum weirdness. The infamous double-slit experiment.
Whoa.
To understand this experiment, we first need to see how particles, or little balls of matter, act.
Balls.
If we randomly shoot a small object, say a marble, at the screen, we see a pattern on the back wall where they went through the slit and hit. Now, if we add a second slit, we would expect to see a second band duplicated to the right. Now, let's look at waves. The waves hit the slit and radiate out, striking the back wall with the most intensity directly in line with the slit. The line of
like
brightness
Lamborghini.
on the back screen shows that intensity. This is similar to the line the marbles make. But when we add the second slit, something different happens.
Like
If the
Lamborghini.
top of one wave meets the bottom of another wave, they cancel each other out. So now, there is an interference pattern on the back wall. Places where the two tops meet are the highest intensity, the bright lines, and where
Makes
they
sense.
cancel, there is nothing. So,
That makes sense, right,
when we
John?
throw things, that is, matter, through two slits, we get this, two bands of hits. And with waves, we get an interference pattern of many
Whoa,
bands.
people trip.
Good so far. Now, let's go quantum.
Quantum time. We're tiny.
An electron is a tiny, tiny bit of matter, like a tiny marble. Let's fire a stream through one slit. It behaves just like the marble, a single band. So, if we shoot these tiny bits through two slits, we should get, like the marbles, two bands.
Well,
What?
we don't. What?
An interference pattern.
Interference.
We fired electrons, tiny bits of matter through. But we get a pattern like waves, not like little marbles. How?
What?
How could pieces of matter create an interference pattern like a wave? It doesn't make sense. But physicists are clever. They thought, maybe those little balls are bouncing off each other and creating that pattern. So, they decide to shoot electrons through one at a time. There is no way they could interfere with each other. But after an hour of this, the same interference pattern is seen to emerge. The conclusion is inescapable. The single electron leaves as a particle, becomes a wave of potentials, goes through both slits, and interferes with itself to hit the wall like a particle. But mathematically, it's even stranger. It goes through both slits and it goes through neither. And it goes through just one and it goes through just the other. All of these possibilities are in superposition with each other. Physicists were completely baffled by this. So they decided to peek and see which slit it actually goes through. They put a measuring device by one slit to see which one it went through and let it fly. But the quantum world is far more mysterious than they could have imagined. When they observed, the electron went back to behaving like a little marble. It produced a pattern of two bands. not an interference pattern of many.
Crazy.
The very act of measuring or observing which slit it went through meant it only went through one, not both. The electron decided to act differently, as though it was aware it was being watched. It was here that physicists stepped forever into the strange, never-world of quantum events. What is matter?
What is matter?
Bubbles or waves? And waves of what?
Okay, chat, but here's the thing. Okay, let me talk. Okay, so now you know what the double split theory is, right? That video was a while ago. Anyway, so, wait. Let me get some music. Let me get some music. Oh, I love science. Hold on. Epidemic sound. Let me see. Anyway, so I got into I saw the slit experiment, and then I got into a whole rabbit hole of learning about it. But it gets kind of crazy twisted out. Okay, so when this first thing happened, right? A lot of scientists were like, including Neil deGrasse Tyson, was like, oh, it's because when you observe something, it has to be illuminated. And so the illumination is the thing that is messing up and that's causing the patterns, right? Okay, and so they're like, oh, this is a sound explanation. And that made sense, right? But then they did another test, and this test was kind of insane. Now, keep in mind, a lot of this stuff that I was reading was all quantum jumbo mumbo, and I had to go through tons of translations and tons of, can you please explain this like I'm a 4-year-old to completely understand it in a simple terms, right? So I had to have it be explained to me like I was a 4-year-old girl. Anyway, so they did a test, right? They did a test. First, they did a test. They did an observation test, measurement test, where there was no interference, meaning it wasn't just like a light on there and it was interfering with the particles. There was no interference, and the particles, so the atoms, still acted the same. And they were like, okay, that's weird. So it can't really just be illuminating it that causes this. But here's the thing that was even trippy, you guys. When they wrote the information down, even when they stopped observing it, the atoms acted like they were being observed. When they deleted the information, it went back to the interference. So, from this experiment, they've concluded that, so when we zoom in, we're atoms, right? They believe when you zoom even further in, we're actually just information. Our entire being is just information. I was like, it's mind-boggling to me. And I still can't really process it. And so I had to really like ask them to like really like explain it to me. Like I'm like 2. But yeah, when we zoom all the way in, we're just information. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that fucking crazy, chat? One of those things that's just so cool to think about, and then ow, my brain kind of like, yeah, exactly. Like, ow, brain. Ah, daddy, God, again, bro. Okay, well, oh my god, I'm going negative this time. I gotta fix that. Chat, I think this is like, I think this is the forever ending of never being revived here. Uh-oh. Hold on. I think I have to actually... Yeah, it's broken as fuck, man. Nico, I shared 2, and they're on the topic in a while. Okay, let me see. bro, I don't know what it is about science, but it's so cool, isn't it? I really like things that just cannot be explained. I feel it makes me feel with wonder, or things that like really blow your mind, that you thought the world worked a certain way and then like it blows your mind that it doesn't, and it's like, whoa, bro, that's so cool. I know, I love science and nerd shit too. Oh frick, did I just gnome y'all? Wait, where did you put it? Where did you put it, Basis of Reality? I actually don't know how to like undo this as well, chat. I have to go. I need to make more buttons for this project. Wow, I'm back. But yeah, so the slit, the double slit theory, right? It's not a thing that like proves simulation theory, but it's one of those things where it could also give like another, oh wait, we might live in a simulation type of thing, where, you know, people think that, people who believe in the simulation theory believe that basically the universe only renders what it needs to render, and everything else, if there's no observer, it does not render it. That is like something that simulation theorists have with a double slit. It's not like double slit actually proves anything with simulation theory. That's what this guy says in the video. Wait, where did you put it, Basis Reality? Where did you put it? Oh, Discord Bob's chat. Okay. Discord. I solved the double slit theory and it changes reality. Dan Gothos, The Discovery. Ooh, which one do I watch? Which one do I watch? They give people bad eyesight so they can render at lower res. Yeah, some of you guys are blind on purpose so that they can render things for you lower resolution. Oh my god, yes! The recent evidence discovered for life on Mars. That one, I haven't really watched it yet, but I heard about it. That's exciting too. What is Dan Go thoughts? There's actually one video that about the simulation theory that I watched that was really, really, really good. Okay, here we go. This one. Stop it. Whoa. Scary. Oh my god, why is it so ominous?
I remember things very vividly from a very young age.
Wait, I don't even know what this video is about.
When I was a little kid, I actually
I think it's maybe simulation theory?
spent a lot of time with my grandparents. My grandfather was a nuclear physicist. I remember he was telling me about black holes.
Ooh, black holes are cool.
And that terrified me.
I was like, that's just mind-boggling. It's a monster, right?
But at the same time, it fascinated me. And I said to myself, how do we know that? This unthinkably massive thing. I realized that
he edited this so like...
nature doesn't keep secrets.
Oh my god.
It's only a matter of, do we understand?
I'm scared. He edited
What tools
this so
can we
like...
use to expand our knowledge? And for me, dimethyltryptamine, also known as DMT, was the tool that led me to the discovery.
Wait, he took DMT? Oh my god.
When I first saw the phenomenon, I was like, holy shit!
But then it was actually like, whoa, what is happening?
Am I losing my mind? But then I showed other people, and things kept getting weirder.
Just for the record, I haven't told him anything. Okay, just tell me what you see.
DMT? Oh. Wait, is he on DMT too?
Oh my god, come on. Wow, what the fuck? Holy shit. I just saw something. Yeah.
Oh my god, he got all his friends on trip.
Oh, I've seen that. I feel it.
I've been under the influence of mind-altering substances a lot, but I've never seen anything like that. Whoa.
What did you guys see?
I showed over 100 people, and I kept asking myself,
wait, he drugged over 100 people? Oh god, whoa.
how are all of us seeing the same thing?
Oh my god. It changing shapes right there.
The laser was revealing numbers and letters running in a pattern.
They're almost like this big here, and it looks like code.
It looked like program.
Okay, I would take this more seriously if they just didn't sound so high. I'm sorry, it's just like, bro.
Code.
Happy birthday, Love Drama Star.
It's definitely saying something, and I just want to take a picture of it and translate it.
It's like, oh man.
Wow. You see that?
Okay, so yeah, it's not stuck.
No.
It's not because of the light.
No, it's on its own side. Light is just literally revealing it.
And each angle shows you different layers, different ways through it.
I can see through the wall. It's not like a hallucination. It has spatial awareness and permanence. I don't know. Whoa.
For centuries, mankind has attempted to explore these psychedelic, altered states, but we've never had a repeatable, testable phenomenon to observe until now.
Wow. I'm obsessed.
Okay, comment, you're making me laugh. Okay, chat, this is serious. Okay, stop making me laugh in chat. Okay, stop it.
It's like you can see through the laser into another dimension.
I mean, like, take yourself to that. Like, I just made a connection that nobody made before, which is a simple connection.
Well, what is it? Show
The
us.
claim is, if you project a diffracted laser on the surface and you smoke DMT, you will see code running in surfaces. Yes, like in the Matrix.
So there are a few possibilities. One,
I lost my mind, which is the coolest losing your mind ever in history.
the second option is that
This is the biggest discovery of humankind. If anybody ever asked themselves what it would be like to know you live
Chat, don't take DMT. Okay, please don't try this at home.
in the Matrix for sure, well, I know for sure. I'm convinced.
So where do we go from here? All I know is
It's about to get crazy.
Okay, I have a better video that will explain. I watched this other video that actually really explained the simulation theory better. Let me show it to you guys, chat. Yeah, don't take DMT.
What happens when Twitch chat gets...
That's me. Don't take DMT. I feel like after I show this video, like, people are gonna be like, oh, I should go get a laser and DMT myself. No, don't do that, okay? Please don't. I think it's this one. Okay, chat. This video is really interesting. Alright, let me see. This video is the one I saw and I was like, oh my god, the simulation theory. Look at what's this.
Is this reality? Well, we're experiencing something right now, so maybe the better question is, what is reality? Could everything we see, everything
There's
we
a sun
experience,
god in the
everything
laser
that
trying to
exists in our entire
communicate.
universe be?
The only problem with this is that I'm not wearing mocap, and I realize I can't really praise the sun. Pretend I'm praising the sun. Oh god. Yay, the sun! The sun! The sun! Whew. Yes, chat. Everybody praise the sun. I'm so excited for my mocap review. Oh, frick. Okay, chat. Okay, let's watch this.
Is this reality? Well, we're experiencing something right now, so maybe the better question is, what is reality? Could everything we see, everything we experience, everything that exists in our entire universe be artificial? Supporters of simulation theory believe that not only is it possible that we're living in a simulation, it's likely. And the more we look for evidence, the more we find. Let's find out why.
Dude, this video is really interesting to shot. Pay attention, it's really interesting.
The idea of the universe being a simulation is not a new one. Theories exist in ancient cultures around the world. Modern simulation theory comes from Nick Bostrom, a philosopher at Oxford who wrote an influential paper on the subject in 2003. Assuming that living in a simulation is possible, Bostrom presents the simulation trilemma, which says one of the following must be true. 1, we destroy ourselves before we're able to create a simulation. 2, we're able to create a simulation but choose not to. Or 3, we are definitely in a simulation. Bostrom believes each of these is equally likely to be true. Now,
okay, everybody's talking about the fish. The fish is real, as in it's a character. He's gonna start talking. The fish will start talking.
I think that's controversial. We use computer models to study the human population, predict the weather, for entertainment. We simulate everything. And when a civilization can create a realistic simulation, the most obvious one to create is that of its own early existence. Bostrom calls this an ancestral simulation. And a civilization that can do this wouldn't just...
Chat, I think my mind is like internet fucked, because when he says ancestral, my mind went to ancestral, and I'm like, oh my god, I've been on the internet way too long.
Create one simulation, it would create many. And those simulated civilizations might create their own simulations of the universe, and on like Russian nesting dolls of reality.
Now you're a character in that world and you think you have free will, and you say, I want to invent a computer, so you do. Hey, I want to create a world in my computer. And then that world creates a world in its computer. And then you have simulations all the way down.
When Elon Musk was asked what he thought the chances were that our reality is the original base reality,
the odds that we're in base reality is 1 in billions.
I'm sorry. Elon Musk has done so much fucking damage to... Never mind.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is a little more conservative. He thinks the odds that we are in base reality versus a simulated reality is 50-50. A 50-50 chance that everything we experience is artificial, that's still pretty high. And even though we mostly hear what scientists think about this, it's not scientific theory. Simulation theory isn't math, it's philosophy. It isn't physics, it's metaphysics. So what we need is hard evidence that we live in a simulation. And to find proof, all you have to do is look.
Like DMT? I'm kidding, don't use DMT, Jad. Yeah.
Let's start at the beginning. There was no space or time. The contents of the entire universe were concentrated to the size of a tennis ball and had a temperature of 1,000,000,000 degrees. Then suddenly, the Big Bang. Everything explodes outward faster than the speed of light. Then about 14 billion years later, we've got galaxies and planets and ice cream and K-pop.
I could do without the K-pop.
Me too. Okay, if before the Big Bang there was no space and no time, what was there? What about the beginning of the universe from the religious point of view? God created everything. Fine. Where was he before? What caused the Big Bang to happen in the first place? Or what made God decide to snap his fingers or wiggle his nose or whatever he did to make everything happen? If you ask a physicist to explain what existed before the universe, they'll give you an answer about quantum foam, dark energy, or something just as bonkers as the Big Bang. Ask a theologian what existed before God created the universe, and you'll get an answer equally as confusing. But what does make sense is that the universe was just sitting there dormant. Then someone somewhere decided to boot up a program. And in that program, our program, are all the laws of the universe. Electromagnetism and gravitational force are written into the program. The speed of light gets a value. There's code for Planck's constants of mass, speed, and time. Avogadro's number is in there, along with a bunch of other rules that govern the behavior of everything that exists, all part of our program. Even consciousness itself is part of our simulation. If you've never heard of simulation theory, then this might sound far-fetched. But some of the world's most respected scientists, technologists, and philosophers believe that it is more likely than not that we are living in an artificial reality. So, how do we prove it?
Oh, you want subtitles? Let me see. There we go. What is real?
If we live in an
Wait, Wait, does that mean my Sims were real? And that I was actually torturing real beings that had feelings and stuff? Does that mean Gerald's real? No, Chad, no. No, surely not, no.
Artificial reality, it would make sense for there to be occasional glitches. Philip K. Dick is one of the most influential science fiction writers of all time. Movies based on his books include Blade Runner, Total Recall, Minority Report, The Adjustment Bureau, and plenty of others. He believed there are many universes, and sometimes those other realities bleed into ours. He claimed to have visions of this, and even wrote stories like The Man in the High Castle based on these visions.
That in fact, plural realities did exist, superimposed onto one another, like so many film transparencies.
One way other realities blend into ours could be the Mandela effect. The Mandela effect is when a large number of people have memories of events that don't match reality. This is called the Mandela effect because millions of people specifically remember Nelson Mandela died in prison. He didn't. People remember his wife walking beside his casket in a funeral procession that was on television for 2 hours that day. This never happened. Or the Berenstain Bears, which people insist were always called the Berenstein Bears. People remember the tycoon from Monopoly having a monocle that he...
Okay, that tripped me up, chat. I swear he had a fucking monocle. This tripped me up. I have to look this up. Dude, the fucking Monopoly guy does not have a monocle? Wait, what?
He never had. What was Darth Vader famous for saying?
Luke, I am your father.
Nope, he never said that.
What?
What about Stouffer's stovetop stuffing?
Best part of Thanksgiving.
No, it isn't, because there's no such product. Stovetop is made by Kraft.
No.
The evil queen from Snow White who looked into her mirror and said,
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Nope.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest one of all?
My reality is shattered.
People remember Febreze being spelled with 2 E's. People remember Jiffy peanut butter, but there's...
Is Febreze not spelled with 2 E's? I'm so fucking confused. Okay, what? What is going on? Febreze? No. What? Okay, what? This is so trippy. What? I'm so confused. I need to start journaling.
There's no such
like I'm being gaslit. What's going on?
thing. And there are a lot more. Remember Jiffy peanut butter, but there's no such thing. And there are a lot more. A lot more. Personally, I don't have most of these false memories, but there are a few that get me. The Flintstones. There are 2 T's in the Flintstones. I remember just one. And what about the Fruit of the Loom logo? I could swear it looks like this, but it doesn't. This is the actual logo. No cornucopia.
Cornu what now?
Basket.
Then just say basket for crying out loud.
And at the end of Moonraker, a terrible but excellent James Bond movie, I remember Jaws' girlfriend as having braces. I mean, I specifically remember it. She didn't have braces. I just can't get my brain to accept it. That's the Mandela effect. So why do millions of people distinctly remember different things?
Glitch in a simulation?
Yep. Philip K. Dick also felt when we experienced deja vu, it's because something in our simulated universe changed and a new timeline branched off of the current one.
We are living in a computer-programmed reality, and the only clue we have to it is when some variable is changed.
Ever feel like you've lived a moment before? That's because, according to Philip K. Dick and others, you have. Deja vu is the simulation correcting itself with new information. But skeptics can easily dismiss these theories. The human mind is terribly unreliable. They don't accept this as evidence. But we're not done yet.
Ah!
We live in a huge universe, 200 billion trillion stars. And even if life is rare, you'd think there'd be some evidence of it somewhere. This is Fermi's paradox. And according to the Drake equation, there should be over 1 million technologically advanced civilizations just in our galaxy. And on average, the nearest one should be just a few hundred light years away. But there's nothing, at least.
Chat, this one actually is the thing that actually kind of sort of convinces me more that we're living a simulation. Because it's true. Like, how is it that we have a fuck ton of space and yet not really much sign of life? That's weird. That's weird, man. That's weird.
At least not that we can see. So where is everybody? Are we really alone in the universe, or does our program only focus on us? And what about the physical rules that are in place? Max Tegmark, a cosmologist at MIT, said the strict laws of physics point to the possibility of a simulation. Putting a cap on the speed of light sure is a good way to keep your Sims from venturing out too far from home. Ooh. Theoretical physicist James Gates thought simulation theory was crazy. Then he started studying quarks and electrons. He found error-correcting code buried deep inside the equations used to describe string theory.
So you're saying as you dig deeper, you find computer code writ in the fabric of the cosmos?
Into the equations that we want to use to describe the cosmos, yes.
Computer code.
Computer code, strings of bits of ones and zeros.
Dr. Gates has changed his mind about simulation theory. In 2017, a group of scientists at the University of Washington proved they can embed computer code into strands of DNA. Everything in nature is math. Look at the Fibonacci sequence. You get the Fibonacci sequence by adding two previous numbers in the sequence together. So 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 1 = 3, 3 + 2 = 5, 5 + 3 = 8, and so on forever. You get the golden ratio, also called phi, by dividing two consecutive Fibonacci numbers. So the number 89 is a Fibonacci number. The next number in the sequence after 89 is 144. 144 divided by 89 is the golden ratio. It's about 1.618. We see Fibonacci numbers and the golden ratio everywhere. The number of petals on a flower is usually a Fibonacci number. Lilies have 3 petals, buttercups have 5, chicory has 21, and a daisy has 34. And the spacing of each petal is arranged in a circle according to the golden ratio. As trees grow, the number of branches they form is a Fibonacci number. And not just plants, animals too. The ratio of female to male honeybees in a colony is the golden ratio, 1.618. The human body conforms to the golden ratio too. Most of the body follows the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 5. 1 nose, 2 eyes, 3 limb segments, 5 fingers, 5 toes. The proportions of the body, like the length of your shoulder to your elbow, and from your elbow to your fingertips, that's the golden ratio. Even a DNA molecule measures 34 angstroms long by 21 angstroms wide. Fibonacci numbers and the golden ratio. From the spiral of seashells to the spiral of a galaxy and everything in between, Fibonacci numbers are everywhere. Now, some claim this is a coincidence, that humans look for patterns in chaos because that's what we're programmed to do.
What we're programmed to do.
Hopefully it doesn't apply to dick size. Your dick size a Fibonacci number. Oops.
Isn't that interesting? By trying to debunk simulation theory, they actually end up proving it. No matter what we study, whether it's something the size of a galaxy or as small as an electron, everything in the universe seems to follow patterns and rules. In other words, a program.
Oh.
To simulate an entire universe, you'd obviously need more advanced technology than we have. But that doesn't mean we won't get there. Moore's law says that computing power doubles every 18 months. And this has held true for about 50 years. Now that is slowing down a little bit, but only because of physical limitations. Assuming we can learn to make microchips smaller, and there's no doubt that we will, it's predicted that artificial intelligence could surpass human intelligence within the next 100 years. As Elon Musk points out, when he was a kid, the world's most advanced video game was Pong, 2 rectangles on a screen. 40 years later, video game technology is barely distinguishable from reality. He said that 6 years ago. And even in that short time, video game engines have become even more realistic.
Crazy.
Look at this footage from Unreal Engine 5.
When a world we can build feels as real as our own.
Imagine what games are going to look like in the next 6 years, or the next 60, or the next 6,000. But simulating an entire universe, how big of a computer would we need? Well, it's estimated that there are 10 to the power of 80 atoms in the universe. Let me put that on the screen just for fun.
That's a lot of zeros.
Okay, that's a lot. If each particle needs 128 bits to calculate its position and momentum, you're at 10 to the power of 83 bits. And that's just for data storage. We also need computing power to track what each of those particles is doing. If we say 2 floating point operations per second, or 2 flops per particle, we're at 2 times 10 to the 80th power flops. There aren't even words for these numbers. And this is the computing power for just the stuff in the universe. What about human intelligence? The human brain can perform 100 trillion calculations per second, or 100 teraflops. Multiplied by billions of people, the numbers are ridiculous. To power all of this, the simulation would need access to multiple Dyson spheres, the megastructures that capture 100% of the energy of a star. Or the simulation would have to harness the energy from black holes. This is why famous physicists like Dr. Michio Kaku are not on board with simulation theory. He claims that simulating a universe is not scientifically possible. The only computer capable of simulating a universe is the universe itself. Now, at first glance, this makes sense. But with all due respect to Dr. Kaku, that's not how simulations work. When you're playing a 3D video game, the entire game world isn't rendered. Instead, the game engine only calculates what the player can see and interact with at that specific.
Wait a minute, that means you guys are not rendered to me. You guys are not rendered to me. And I like Godman's, was it Godman? He said, was it Chris who said that? I don't know if it was Godman or Pineapple. One of you guys said that some of us have low vision. Some of us are blind so that we can get low resolution renders. That was funny. Yeah, giving people shit eyesight to render at low res. Yes, that one's so funny.
Moment. If we are living in a simulation, then it would make sense that the creators of the simulation would use a similar technique. And wouldn't it be interesting if there was evidence that this is exactly what happens?
Well, wait a minute. Do we have proof? Sweet fancy Moses!
Is it not?
Supporters of simulation theory often point to video games as a way to explain, if not prove, that our reality is artificial. In a video game, the only data that is rendered is what the player sees or interacts with. If you're playing a video game and there's a car or building a mile away, that entire object isn't rendered. The game engine only renders the bare minimum of information to make the object look real. A distant building is rendered as just a few pixels, not that complicated. As you get closer, the engine renders more details, but still, it's just a facade. The engine doesn't bother calculating what's inside the building until you actually go in. The game engine always knows how much data to send you and doesn't bother with anything else. If we live in a simulation, it would make sense that our reality is rendered the same way. And we could test this.
Wait, well, what do you mean we can test this?
Specifically, we can use the double slit experiment. Here's how it goes. If we fire particles in a straight line at a screen, after passing through a single slit, we would expect to see this clumping pattern on the screen. If we try this with a wave, we expect to see a pattern like this, where particles are most dense in the middle of the screen but radiate outward, similar to the clumping pattern. When we add a second slit, it starts to get fun. When the waves pass through the double slit, each slit creates its own wave. When those waves intersect, they cancel each other out.
Wait, is this the Dr. Quantum footage that we watched? I just realized this when you guys pointed it out. That's funny. That is funny.
That creates a pattern like this. It's called an interference pattern. So, particles passing through two slits create clumping patterns. Waves through two slits creates an interference pattern. Make sense?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Good. If we fire electrons through the slit, we see the clumping pattern as expected. An electron has mass, so it's a tiny bit of matter. So if we fire electrons through two slits, we should see two clumps. But we don't. We see the wave interference pattern. This shouldn't be happening. What's going on here? For years, scientists assumed that the electrons were colliding with each other, causing the wave pattern. But in the 60s, the experiment was modified so that only one electron at a time was fired through the slits. There was no way the electrons could interact with each other. Yet we still see an interference pattern. Scientists wanted to see what was causing this, so they added a detector to observe electrons as they pass through the slits. That's when things go from weird to paranormal. As soon as the detectors were installed, the interference pattern went away and the clumping pattern returned. Take the detectors away and the wave interference pattern is back.
But that's a different result to what we had earlier. So here's the last bit of sneakiness that we can play with atoms. Surely now, we're going to get to grips with it. Leave the detector there, but just very quietly go and unplug it. Don't let the atoms know that you're not spying on them. Run the experiment again. Now, if you can explain this using common sense and logic, do let me know, because there's a Nobel Prize for you.
It's as if the particles are aware they're being observed. Then physicist John Wheeler had an idea. He called it the delayed choice experiment. How it works is, photons are projected through the double slit, but the detector is not activated until after they pass through the slit, but before they impact the screen. Photons were emitted as waves, passed through the slits as waves, but when the waves were observed before hitting the screen, they suddenly behaved like particles again. Still don't think there's an intelligence at work? Well, what Wheeler's experiment showed is that even though the electrons started as waves but behaved like particles after being observed, at the moment the decision to observe them was made, the electrons recorded themselves as having passed through the slits as particles. The electrons changed their state by going back in time.
I personally find that I gravitate more towards the information theoretic point of view and believing that the universe that I exist in is a very good, high-quality simulation.
Now, this experiment is happening on a table in a lab, a very short distance. So what happens when we observe light coming from vast distances, like say a galaxy 100 million light years away? If light from a distant galaxy is projected through the double slit, it creates the wave interference pattern. But if we push those photons through a measuring apparatus to observe them, the wave again collapses all the way back to its source. This is called retrocausality. Simply by choosing to observe the photons this way, they reach back through time 100 million years and alter their state on the other side of the galaxy. But like a video game engine, it only does this if we're looking. Even though our universe is full of galaxies, those galaxies may not actually be there. If we're living in a simulation, then stars and galaxies could simply be projections, and only when we get up close would those projections become more detailed. This is an excellent way to save computational resources. And because we're stuck with the hard limit of the speed of light, getting to far off places is really difficult. Limiting the speed of light is a useful rule to have in place. Quantum mechanics like the double slit experiment and quantum entanglement only make sense if there's a program at work, because only the program can ignore the laws of physics and ignore the concept of time itself.
Whoa. There's no spoon!
A convenient case for simulation theory is you can't disprove it. The Big Bang, that was the simulation booting up. We haven't found aliens, they're not in the simulation. How come UFOs seem to violate the laws of physics? Well, because they're programs operated by the simulation creators. They don't have to follow the laws of physics.
Yeah, but who created the simulation?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? When you think of the simulation creator as an omniscient intelligence who exists outside of our understanding of space and time, it sounds an awful lot like you're describing God. And just like you can't prove we're not in a simulation, you can't prove there is no God. If something miraculous happens or something horrible happens, you can say it's part of the simulation just as easily as you can say it's part of God's plan. Something I find very interesting is that many believers of simulation theory are fierce atheists. They dismiss the idea of God as corny superstition. And there are plenty of devoutly religious people who dismiss provable science like evolution and the age of the earth. People on the religious side say that if there is no God and life is just a simulation, then nothing matters. Without God to guide us and sometimes punish us, depending on what you believe, our actions don't have consequences. I disagree. Even if we don't live in base reality, we still live in our reality. And our actions here do have consequences. As for what happens after we die, simulation or not, nobody really knows. Both sides argue that faith and science are not compatible. Isn't this hypocritical? Whether you believe in God or you believe in simulation theory, the real question is, what's the difference?
Cool! Chat, I love videos like this. It's so... I love sciencey videos. It's so fun.
Thank you so much for
it was fun, wasn't it? I like videos like this that just makes you go, whoa, without the DMT. Without the By the way, chat, please don't take DMT. I'm scared that I could, because I showed you guys that one video with the DMT thing. By the way, that was Baseless Realities video. Okay, I did not know that I was gonna have drug use. Okay, I don't want any of you guys going out to get DMT. Okay, don't get DMT. Jesus, bro. But yeah, Twitch chat, I have to say, okay, if we live in a simulation, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, right? Because it doesn't change anything. It actually doesn't change anything, because you could simply just make the argument that all the math and all the atoms and all the information processing, etc., is like a program, and thus we are living in a simulation. But if the simulation in real life is kind of like the same thing, why does it matter? It's just a difference in word, right? So yeah, we're just gonna keep on simulating. So it would be like living in a matrix. I love double slit experiment though. I find that experiment so cool. It changes our concept of free will though, right? Free will's interesting. Twitch chat. Okay, Twitch chat. Type 1 if you believe in free will. Type 2, nah. Type 1, you believe in free will. Type 2, you do not. Is free will like you deciding to do stuff, right? How do you define free will? I think it's like you choosing your own path type of thing, right? I think that, yeah, I agree. I think free will exists within boundaries. I think our free will is 100% dictated by our brain and how we feel. Like, for example, if I pissed you off, I am pretty certain that you are not gonna wanna give me a kissy wissy or huggy, you know? Like if I burned your finger, I'm pretty certain you're gonna be agitated and you're probably gonna make choices based on the fact that you just burned your finger or I burned your finger. You know, so I feel like our free will is pretty much bounded by how we feel. Yeah, you got me first. No. You got me first. Thank you much. Again, chat. Again. For example, I become completely different when I'm on Ritalin versus when I'm not on Ritalin. Like, I know that if I took Ritalin every single day, the trajectory of my will and what I want to do completely changes. So, I know we have... I do think we have free will, but I think it's completely bounded by... What? Do you keep on making me a marshmallow? And it goes to native again. Blah! Because that is blah. Anyway, what was I trying to say is that we have free will, but I think it's very, very, very dictated and dominated by our brains and how we are habituated. In fact, I sometimes feel like my habits really are the reasons why I choose to do things rather than doing it myself. Like, for example, if I'm habituated to get up late, I am pretty guaranteed that I'm going to wake up late. If I habituated myself to be a morning person, I'm pretty certain that I'll be able to get up pretty easily. So, I'm kind of like, I think we have free will, but I think it's very, very, very influenced by the choices that we make about like our environments and stuff. And sometimes it's not even up to us, right? Sometimes it's just the way we were born and the circumstances surrounding us. So I know we have free will, but I feel like we have free will, but it's very, very influenced by outside factors and also internal factors of how we're feeling. My will is expensive. That's how I see it as well. Wow, why is there a bunch of monkeys dancing all of a sudden, randomly? But yeah, Twitch chat, this is cool. Why is there a random monkey? Where did that come from? Where is that come from? Yo, you know what trips me up, Twitch chat? You know what trips me up? Okay, are you ready for some talk? I promise I'm not on DMT. Okay, but this is gonna talk like, this is gonna seem like a high talk. Okay, like I'm smoke weed or something. I didn't, okay? But, chat, you know how you are you right now? my regulars are like, oh, here we go again. You know how you are you right now? Like, you know the now is now. And you can feel the now is now. And you can experience the now is now. But isn't it a weird feeling knowing that this now you're gonna forget and it's not gonna exist anymore? It's such a weird feeling to me. For me, it's such a weird feeling. Like, you're now, but you're just gonna be a memory, hopefully, or maybe not even, for the future of you. You know, if you decide to remember this right now, right, then you're basically a memory for the future. And then, but if you don't remember, it's just gone. It's just no more. It disappeared. It's not there anymore. And it's so strange. It's a strange thing. And then I oftentimes think about like traveling back in time, like time traveling, right? If you time traveled and you met yourself, that you would not be the you now that's traveling, but you was you back then.
Hype train is now.
That's right. Hype train is here. That's true. Like the hype train right now is now. But it's not going to be now. Later. But yeah, chat. Oftentimes, right? Sometimes I have these other like weird trippy thoughts, right? I have these other weird trippy thoughts where, I'm like, what if I'm already time traveling? And I've already, oh my god, Ranger! Oh my! Thank you for the 10, you sexy beast. Thank you. So it was you who stole it? No, I'm not on DMT, I promise. I'm not on DMT. Yo! Suspicious milky substance! Thank you, my man! Thank you for the 10! See, right now, it's different than the now that we were just talking about with the now. Oh my god, Kritush as well with the 5! Thank you!
Say all that again with your smaller head.
Now, actually, this is so fitting. This is so fitting, y'all. This is actually, me with like this is so fitting. Twist chat. Like, okay, I'm gonna tell you something, right? If right, we were, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Like if you were time traveling, like let's say that you already lived your life. Let's say, like, what if you're an 80-year-old woman or man sitting in your deathbed, and someone gave you a time travel, and you decided to time travel, but the time traveling is literally just going through your memories. So you're suspicious milky substance again with a 10. Thank you, my man. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Well, hold on. Whoa, there's some crazy. Whoa. Can you tone down the temperature, bro? So, anyway. So you're on your, okay. Imagine that you're already lived your life, you're already on your deathbed, and someone says you can go back in time and live your some life, your moments of life. What if you're right now on your deathbed and you're just living a point in your memory? I promise I'm not on DMT, which I promise I didn't even smoke weed. I just have these thoughts sometimes. I have this thought a lot, actually. I have this thought a lot. Sometimes the trippiest feelings the trippiest thing I do sometimes, right, is like it makes her head feel a little lighter. It's weird. It's weird. But yeah, you wouldn't know. But you know what the other thing, Twisha, is that time is going by so fast that I like to think that somehow I am traveling back in time in a way, because then maybe time would, I don't know, if time was more malleable. If this is you normal, we really need to get you high. Yeah, this is me normal, bro. Wait, is there perception of time? Yeah, okay, wait. I'm gonna escape and do it again. Yo, this is... Chat, can I tell you something else? Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something else? Okay. Okay, I am really laying off the social media. Like, doom scrolling, because it's been the thing that's been making me not form any memories. And just been the thing that's making time go by so fast. So, I'm going to do this experiment. Yo, Saucy, thank you so much to 818. The magic candy dust. Oh! The cocaine. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Brain rot detox. Exactly. I'll let you know how it goes. I'll let you know. I'll let you know what I find when I go brain detox. I'll see. Maybe I think I'll get happier. But chat, you know what I thought about the other day? You know what I thought about? Okay, so I was sitting down. I was letting myself get bored. I didn't want to pick up my phone. So I was drinking grape juice, sitting down and letting myself get bored. And then I had a thought. I was like, oh, you know, I really want to look up the greatest phenomena on the earth, because I'm bored. And then I was like, oh, I can easily just open up my internet, go to ChatGPT and ask, what's the craziest earth phenomena ever happened here on the planet? And I would get the answer, right? And then I thought about this. And then I thought about, wait a minute, what if we didn't have any technology? Okay, what if it wasn't that easy? That you could just pick up a phone and look it up. Well, then I would have had to. And I was like, okay, let's pretend I had no technology whatsoever. Like, no cars, no nothing. Then I would have had to get a map, walk to the library, the nearest library. Yo, Saucy! Thank you so much for the 10! Thank you, man! Yeah, I would have to like walk to the library. I would have to face the outside, go look at the sun. Maybe I'll meet some people, you know? Maybe I'll have to talk to some people. But along the way, I'll probably make memories. It'd probably take like 2 hours to get to the library. But along the way, I'd be seeing different sceneries. Maybe I'll meet different people. Maybe there'll be some interesting conversations. And at the end of it, I'll finally reach the library. And then I'll find a book. And then I'll finally learn about the greatest Earth phenomena. Okay? And then I realized, wait, by doing that, I basically kind of got a whole bunch of memories and experiences. Right? I had experience. And then I realized because everything is so conveniently there for us, we're just not making any memories or experiences, and we're just sitting down and looking at our phone, or just sitting down and looking at the PC, and that's our life. And then I realized, wait a minute, maybe that's the reason why time goes by so fast, because all we're doing is just sitting and looking at a computer screen, and that's it. And I realized, wait a minute, let me try to think of something else. I'm like, well, all these conveniences, right, is making things able to go way faster, right? I can be more competitive because I can get things done faster. I can, you know, achieve things faster because it's like right on my computer or right on my mobile phone. So isn't that a good thing, right? Sorry, chat. I don't have a reset button, so I have to like completely reset. Okay, and then hold on. And then and I was like, okay, well, let me think of a different scenario. Instead of like going to the library to find like a book, okay, let me think of a more of a modern scenario. Okay, a goal, right? A productive goal. I'm like, okay, well, I want to be a millionaire. Okay, let's make that a goal. And then I was like, okay, for someone to become a millionaire, what would you do? I mean, you could probably make a company. You could probably talk to people. And I was like, wait, you can talk to people online. You can, at pretty much at every point of the step of the way that I thought about in the road to becoming rich or millionaire or whatever, I was like, wait, you can do all that on a PC. You can do all that in a phone. Dress Up Code, thank you so much for Prime. Thank you. You know, you could do everything on a phone or a computer, and then you still wouldn't make that many different memories. Like, the reason why I thought about this as well is because I was like looking back at my memories, right? And I was like, the last 5 years, I spent the most on my PC and on my phone. And the memories that I have are everything when I'm outside of my phone and my PC. Like, all the memories that I remember are me not on my PC and my phone. And then I realized that the last 5 years went by way faster. And then I realized, hold on a minute. The only thing that's changed was that I've been chronically online and chronically on my PC and chronically on my phone the last 5 years. And then I was thinking even way back, and I was like, during the times when I wasn't so chronically on social media, and I had a lot of memories. You know, I had a lot of different memories, and I remember time wasn't going so fast. Anyways, sorry if I start to ramble, but the point is that we should all stop doom scrolling, and the biggest culprits is actually short form content, I found. Like, I remember watching movies. I remember playing games. Like, long form content, I remember. But the short form content, I don't remember, man. You know, even Twitter, like reading like short little things, I don't remember those. So I think I think like trying not to doom scroll so much. If you watch TV or play games or anything, like watching something long form or something that actually has meaning rather than just memes, I think it would really help make our memories last longer. Anyway, so that was my blabber. It's something that I was thinking about while I was doing nothing. Basically, while I was bored out of my mind because I told myself I couldn't look at my phone, I started having these thoughts and memories. And honestly, chat, I kinda miss when everything wasn't so convenient. I kind of miss having to be forced to go and do stuff. You know, because everything's so convenient now, I just take the road of convenience. Because who the fuck would walk to the library to find something out? Like, who the fuck would do that? I mean, unless you're forced to, you do it, then you might even feel great about it. It's like one of those things where you're like, you never really want to go out and party or see your friends until you're actually there. Like, once you're there and you make the effort, you're like, oh my god, that's so fun. I'm having such a fun time. But then before you get there, it's like, oh, I don't want to go. I'm too lazy. I don't feel like it. You know? And then, yeah, well, my point is that, like, most of us would choose convenience over hard work to get something if, like, we can get it easily. And, I think it's kind of a loss. I think it kind of helps us not form memories and experiences. Anyway, sorry, chat. I know you guys are listening to this and you're probably like, wow, she's really stupid. But thanks for letting me rant. And thanks for letting me just let it out. Because I like talking, even if it's like stupid and it's nonsensical and dumb. You know. But I don't know. It's like fun talking about it, ranting about it. As if we could stop you? Yeah, you guys can't stop me. You guys can't. I'm just blah, 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 blah. You know. Kind of walk the library now. The library thing was just like kind of just a thing that I thought about yesterday. Sitting down, bored off my mind because I couldn't look at any technology. Actually, something that Dr. K said, I watched a Dr. K video and he was telling in his YouTube video about like how if you sit and, I know this is gonna sound silly, but if you sit and stare at a wall and let yourself get bored, you will find a lot of things about yourself. You know, you'll have thoughts that, you know, you didn't think you know, you will have cool thoughts and creative thoughts and all sorts of shit. But yeah, I'm gonna try sitting and staring at a wall for an hour. I wanna see what happens. I actually used to go to the library a lot. Believe it or not. I used to go to the library a lot and I used to go to Barnes and Nobles a lot. And it was one of my favorite memories. I would go there, back in the day, back in the 40s, because I'm 89, they didn't have the internet. And any information that you had to find, you had to go to the library or the Borders for get a textbook. Or look at the dictionary or encyclopedia. And so, when I wanted to learn 3D, I would have to go to the library or Barnes and Nobles to find the 3D books. And it was really fun perusing and finding the books and finding knowledge. Can we have a wall staring stream? I swear to God, I actually thought I was gonna do it. I thought I was gonna do that today. I was like, what if I just do a wall staring stream? And I was like, nah, people are gonna hate me. It's a balance act in my opinion. I do a bit of both. First, I see something online, and then I think on it over the rest of the day as I'm doing chores. I think online is fine, right? I think online is okay. I mean, like, I enjoy... There's nothing wrong with, like, enjoying online stuff. I mean, if you think about it, when we were younger, we had TV. We had television. We watched movies. We turned out fine. You know? Humans always had convenient entertainment. I think that's fine. Like... I do think, though, that there is something to be said with short-form content. Short-form content really doesn't create memories. short form content really is brain rot. I think short form content is fine in like small dosages, but if you're literally doom scrolling for hours and hours and hours and hours, you're not forming any memories. You're not really gonna remember what you watched. In fact, anytime I doom scroll and I think back on it, I can probably maybe remember like 1 or 2 videos that really stood out, but like I don't remember any of the other ones. Cute face. Thank you. Over my eyes. But yeah, that's why I really enjoy like podcasts more. I think it does for me. It does. I don't know. Okay, chat. Do you guys relate to this? Do you guys get like, you know, when you eat a lot of candy, you feel kind of sick afterwards? Like you feel like you're satiated, but then you feel kind of sick afterwards. I feel that way when I'm on social media for a long time. Like when I'm like doom scrolling on TikTok or like on Twitter, after a while, like, okay, it was entertaining, but it has a certain feel of like, ugh, to it, you know? Our FOMO outweighs our want to put down a phone sometimes. Yeah. Dopamine, yeah. That's why they think Gen Alpha's fucked. That's why they're really worried about Gen Alpha. Gen Alpha is statistically falling behind. And they had a double whammy because they also suffer from COVID. Overstimulate makes reality look bland so you back to scrolling. Yeah, like... Can you guys sit for like... Okay, type 1 in the chat if you, when you're eating food, you watch something. Type 1, you watch something as you're eating food. Yeah, I mean, that was, me too. But then I actually didn't yesterday and today. I would say try it. Chat, try it. It's really interesting what your mind comes up with when there's no noise or distractions. You know, try it. It's kind of interesting. I found a lot of weird thoughts, like fun thoughts. Yesterday, when I let myself get bored, and I didn't let myself have phone. Obviously, I didn't go the whole day without my phone. In fact, I was still on my phone most of the day. But I wasn't doom scrolling, so hey. But yesterday I had maybe an hour of fully no phone. And then I just went on a whole journey in my brain. I was like, what am I thinking about? And then I just went back into my memories. And then I decided to draw all of my bedrooms that I've ever lived in. And that was really interesting. That was fun. You know, it's kind of random, isn't it? But yeah, I went and I drew all the bedrooms that I lived in, and I was kind of shocked that I could remember very distinctively the bedrooms that I lived in when I was a kid in South Korea. But I could not remember much of the bedroom I was in for a brief moment in high school. Have you tried putting your phone in black and white mode? It does make it a lot easier to put out. Really? I didn't even know there was a thing called a black and white mode. Interesting. Yeah. Dude, okay, chat. So I'm not a weed person, but I do have insomnia sometimes, and so I do take a gummy here and there. When I take a gummy, I don't know if this is me, but my memory gets really sharp. And I can remember things I forgot. It's weird. I don't know if any of you guys have this experience. But when I thought this was gummy. No, I am just like this. And I'm just like this. But like I was like remembering all sorts of things. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my effect with it. But yeah, I was remembering all sorts of things I forgot. Like I completely forgot about what my bathroom looked like when I was in elementary school, and then I remember now when I was on the gummy, and weird. No, THC just makes me even dumber. Weed makes me dwell on stuff. Yeah, I guess it's different for everybody. I think it's different for everybody. But yeah, I have my memories just come flooding back when I'm on gummies. Maybe it calms down your ADHD. That might be, actually. That's probably what it is. Because I have ADHD and my channels are flipping all the time, everywhere. You know. And then when I take weed, it probably slows everything down. The gummy. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, like I feel like really just sitting and just thinking is nice. Detox. Dopamine detox. I definitely can't do it like extremely. Like I can't do it like all day, right? I still need my phone to do work, but a little bits in here. And then if you do decide to play a game, or you do decide to watch TV, or you do decide to watch Twitch, it becomes way more special. Because it's like, whoa! You're not jaded. Yo, actually, you know when I started doing Komigo, when I was building Komigo, I was fully dopamine detoxed. And so I only let myself get happy and dopamine when I completed something. And so my joy only came from when I completed a task. I was so fucking productive. I was so productive, bro. I couldn't replicate that since. But yeah, I remember a time when I fully dopamine detoxed. And I only allowed myself to get dopamine when I completed a task. As in, like, the feeling of completing the task was my source of happiness. And that was my only source of happiness. And it worked so well. I was so productive. It's like if you're addicted to junk food, change your diet to only bland food, like rice for a month, you'll find sugary junk nauseating. That's true. Actually, when I came to the States, right, and I had lived off of Korean food all my life, and I came to the States, and I couldn't really eat a lot of American food back then because it was so greasy, so heavy, and so, like, Korean food's very light. It's like it's like vegetables, pickles, and like, you know, it's very like light, like not too many oils, just no butter, no cheese, nothing like that. Not many dairy. And then you come to the States and it's like fried dairy, a lot of like just calories, and it's just very thick. I remember thinking like I was talking to my parents about this, and my parents felt the same way, that all the food in the US felt very thick. And I was not used to it, and I could barely eat it. Until over years and years and years of practicing. Dude, it wasn't until like I was in college where I could enjoy cheese. Like, there was a Korean version of cheese that's very light, and that's what I thought was cheese. But then when I came to America and actually had cheese, it was too much. So it took me years to actually like cheese. Now I love cheese. Now I can eat cheese left and right. I can eat straight up cheese. Like, I love cheese. Like, like, I'm fully on the other side now. Like, I can eat, like, butter, like, cheesecake. Like, I couldn't eat the greasiest shit and still live. I can eat funnel cakes. Like, now I am fully Americanized. I can eat every single European, food or any type of culture food, as, like, Ethiopian food. I can eat any type of food and enjoy it. I've been very cultured now. But back then I wasn't. I love cheese now, bro. Cheese. I can literally just eat a brick of cheese now.
You also unlock a lot of creativity when you detox, whether digitally, lifestyle, etc. It helps break creative blocks, basically freeing up space for new ideas and fostering mental clarity.
Am I getting hungry, chat? Chat, I think I'm getting hungry. No, I love Korean food, Buddha. I can never not like Korean food. My palate just opened up. I can eat anything now. Yo, I used to not be able to eat oysters. I love oysters, bro. I slept that shit up. I still can't eat too seafoody oysters. You know the oysters are too taste like the sea? Like, it tastes too much like the sea. I can't eat those. But like, oysters that have like more like a mild oyster. Ooh, so delicious, bro. So good. So good, bro. Oh man, I used to not be able to eat sushi. Now I can eat sushi. So I used to not be able to eat sashimi. Now I can eat sashimi. Like, oh, I love that shit. I used to not be able to eat poke. I can eat poke so good now. I love poke. It's one of my favorite things. Oh, bibimbap is so good. I think I'm hungry. Chat, I'm just talking about food now. All roads lead to food. Yo, oh my goodness. Okay, what? God, poke's so good. Dude, have you guys ever been to Hawaii? Okay, chat, if you ever want to go to Hawaii, go for the poke, okay? I mean, Hawaii's beautiful, period. But like, you have to try the poke in Hawaii. It's the best poke I've ever had. I've never had any other better poke than the pokes I've had in Hawaii. It's so good. It's so good. It melts in your mouth. Oh my god. Nope, I'm too poor for Hawaii. You should... Okay, chat. So my parents... Chat. My parents are Asian. But they're like... They know every single trick in the book to save money. And they've been saving money since they're like young, right? And so like they bring their own rice while traveling. Because they don't want to spend money going out and eating all the time, and they want to save it. So they bring their own rice. And they bring kimchi as well. They bring kimchi, rice, and seaweed. And so that they don't have to spend money. Not breaking the stairs, I would save money. I know. So for their 60th birthday, we had a family trip, so we all went to Hawaii, right? And my parents were like, so it was like me, my sister, and my parents, and this was like a couple years ago. So I'm fully an adult. I'm already going and everything. And my parents are like, we're gonna eat at home today. I was like, oh, okay. Like at the hotel. I was like, oh, okay. And then they bring out rice. They just bring out rice. And bring out seaweed. And bring out the kimchi. And I'm like, when did you guys bring this shit? And then they get some eggs. And then... And I'm like, bro, mom, dad, I'll buy you guys dinner. Let's go eat. And then they're like, no, we gotta save money. We gotta save money. Nope, we're eating here. I was like, oh my god. And then, oh, hi, the other person named Miko. And then, you know what's funny? Even going to Hawaii was really funny. We, instead of just getting a taxi and like an Uber and going to the airport, they figured out this whole thing to save money on travel to the airport. We went to like a obscure garage, and then we took a bus, and then we hopped off the bus to get into another bus. And I'm just like, oh my god, okay, wait, my mom, wait, chat, this is gonna make you laugh. Okay, so my mom didn't want to check in her luggage. Okay, because it was expensive, so she wore several clothes on her. This one was the funniest. She wore multiple layers of clothing so that they can save money on checking in a suitcase. I was like, Mom, let me pay. I can pay for this. I was like, how about I pay for this? Anyway, she did it again. Okay, so Southwest, right? So Southwest used to have free check-in baggage as well. But they don't anymore. And so now my parents, whenever they go up to San Francisco, they just wear layers of clothing now and put everything in the that they could bring along in the airplane. Yeah, so they're so funny. But yeah, my parents are like stereotypically like save money Asians. Chad, did you know that the furniture that my parents have in their house is from South Korea? Like 80% of the furniture that they have at home is first bought from South Korea that they brought over. Did you know that the bed I slept in till I went to college was the same bed I slept in when I was like a toddler? They did not change. The desk that I use, that in my parents' house, is the same desk that they bought for me when I was a kid, when I was a toddler. It has not changed. My parents, my sister calls them hoarders. I don't think so. They just they never throw a single thing away. They recycle everything. Everything. Literally everything. The clocks that I have at home and in my parents' place, all from South Korea. Everything. If it's working, and if it's working, they're not replacing it. They're not replacing it. No, it's very smart. It's very smart. That's right. You don't replace it if it's not broke. It's true. It's true. And the memories, they are cool. The memories are cool. I like that I could literally sit down and look underside my desk and see Sailor Moon stickers on them still, because when I was like 6, I put a bunch of Sailor Moon stickers on the underside of my desk. I like that I can still like look down and see that. But damn, we have to get rid of our Pokemon cards. The one thing that we should not have gotten rid of, we fucking got rid of. Kept everything else except for the damn Pokemon cards. I got you, Bimigo. We were only allowed to flush the toilet once a day. Okay, that's crazy. That one's crazy. That one's crazy. I think we were pretty like normal in terms of water usage. I know that my parents didn't like it when I used too much tissue paper, but I remember electricity. I remember my parents being like strict about turning off lights in rooms that I was not using in. But water, I think we were kind of like normal with water. Flush once a day, someone calls me because pay less, buy twice is a real thing. Parents still got some furniture from grandparents and it's still perfect. Exactly. Oh yeah, the old rule of thumb, if you leave the room for 5 minutes, you gotta turn the light off. Yeah, I was like very religious about turning my lights off because I think that was the one thing that they were really strict about. Besides the other stuff where, you know. Oh, chat, did you guys my parents were super strict about like candy and chips. So I wasn't able to really have that many chips or candy when I was younger. And then middle school came around, and my middle school sold hot Cheetos. I went nuts. I went nuts, bro. I would have hot Cheetos every single fucking day at school because I wasn't allowed to have candy or snacks, you see? So I literally went crazy. I would just have chips every single day because I could, because I got away with it because my parents didn't know. Oh my god, and then in high school they were selling like noodles, ramen noodles, the ninshum. Wait, you know the really cheap ramen noodles in the plastic cup looking thing? I would have that fucking every day too. This is why I think it's important to let your kids know about why they shouldn't have so much snacks and stuff without just taking away from them. Maybe, I don't know how to do it, but yeah, I had a whole phase of just eating junk food all at once because I was so deprived from it as a kid. Oh my god, and then I was deprived of like video games too, and then so I had a whole year in my college I was just like playing Sims like all day every day. Oh my god. And then I figured it out. And then I figured out moderation and everything. But yeah, when I was like left out into my adult world after being super sheltered and not allowed to do a lot of things, I went fucking nuts. Deprived of video games, then she became a video game character. Yeah, see, this is why I became a video game character, because I'm so obsessed. Because I was deprived when I was a kid, chat. This is because I was so deprived as a kid. As an adult, I became a video game character. That actually makes a lot of sense. Holy fuck. Dude, that actually makes a lot of sense. Alright, Twitch chatties. It seems like we are concluding today. It seems like today is done. I had a lot of fun talking to you guys. It was fun just talking about stuff, the news, the crazy things that's happening, my feelings. You guys made me feel better. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. Did you manage to get taxes on? Like 90%. 90% of it. Taiwan, if you had a good stream today. Taiwan, you had fun. Me too. By the way, chat, I mounted everything downstairs. I'm gonna get more camera mounts so I can mount even more. Because mounting is fun. I can't believe I'm saying this now. Now that I know how to mount, it's gotten a lot easier. Alright, chatties, I love you guys. Bye.